Look here, Tommy Halter, you got the Intercontinental Champion sitting right here, and you're talking about other guests. You're
got John
more
Savage.
disrespectful than Mean Gene Okerlund over here. It's unbelievable. In my moment of glory, you're gonna come after me like this.
This is quite impressive cosplay there.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
I am the cream of cosplay. Oh, do-rag Vince over there. What's he doing? Stealing my look. He's disrespecting me. I don't know.
Oh, fuck.
Anybody seen Elizabeth around? I'm a bit concerned with Tommy with these women lately.
Hey, how much cocaine did you do, John?
Ooh,
All 20 cons.
super clean, man. I gotta keep my body. A man in my position cannot afford to ruin his body. My body is a temple. You understand? A temple.
Oh, damn.
It actually does make you sweaty doing it like more than a minute.
Oh, fuck,
Yeah,
that's why there's
man.
certain impressions. You'll lose your voice really quick. Like if I do Bobby Lashley, I hate doing that one because she gotta look at you like this. You know, you gotta stick a giant. That's how you sound like baby listening. And if I do that too long, it hurts my
Especially if you
jaw.
try to do Bill Clinton, I can do a pretty good Bill Clinton.
I love it, Bill Clinton.
That's a relaxed one. Bill Clinton doesn't whisper in capital letters like some people. I don't
Well, I don't know. I can scream if I have to.
make Monica scream, you mean?
Tommy, this is Ross, one of the original Russo Frontline tier members before I got along on board.
You're good.
One of the OGs here, Jerry Ross. I told you about him.
Yeah, Ross.
What's up? I wasn't
And we got-
expecting so many people in here.
Hey, like I told you and Vince and Jeff in February, I'm trying to combine the three worlds together, slowly working on it.
Yep.
Then next to you, we got Dizek.
Hello.
Then the one underneath Jerry is John whenever he's back.
Yeah, we roll deep, man. We got the homies.
This is a light show too. This is like a small show compared
Yeah.
to what we usually have.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
thought I opened
and-
the porn room at first.
Yeah, it was the end. And Ross said she did do Paladins with us last month. Similar formula. Well, this one, I or Tommy will read the topics, we talk about it, and I pick a random person to go after. And since we're not on Patreon, language is fine. If you want to call Meltzer gay, you can. If you want to make fun of Paul Heyman's weight, you can.
The
Don't worry.
wobbling walrus.
I'm not making fun of anybody's weight, bro.
That's
I
very
guess-
humble and admirable of you.
Yeah.
I might take a jab at Paul Heyman, depending on my mood.
I always
So,
do.
Yeah. Until Paul Heyman, not Paul, oh my God, until Paladin and others join, I guess we'll start. Take some more water here. So what number is Sister, Tommy, episode-wise?
This is episode 18, man.
All right.
We took like a
I-
I took like a 3-week hiatus and then like
Yeah. Mr. Party Animal.
Yeah.
well
Got so drunk and high that you ended up killing Paladin's stream last night.
I know, man.
Yeah, you fucker. You clipped.
I sent him some money. I was like, I'm sorry. I made a donation to his Twitch.
We've seen that.
Yeah, make sure you're hitting the right buttons this time.
I made it right.
All right. So I guess, okay, do you want to do the introduction, Tommy, or should I do the introduction?
You hit me with your introduction, man.
Oh, okay, so fuck it. All right, episode 18 of Irish Whips and Arm Drags. We had a 3-week hiatus. We're back now, motherfuckers, and we got a great crew today. We have the man Tommy Halter, and we got
Yo.
my friend from Russo's brand Frontline Tier, Ross, in the house making his debut. We got my our wrestling encyclopedia, Jerry, in the house here. We got Dizek, who may come to your house and bang your mom and eat a Caesar salad while he's at it.
Fuck yeah,
And-
well,
Yeah. And we got John the, I'm trying to read that, the cream. Why is he called the cream? Because he likes to give women the cream. Okay, so we're going to start with some of the shit that's been happening with certain people in the WWE. We'll start with Stephanie Fakir calling out a fan that was making her uncomfortable. So an ex-user posted online about his negative experience with WWE Women's World Champion Stephanie Fakir. And the fan had this to say on X. Thank you for stopping your fans. You're the fakest ever. You're not the Primera. You're the last. I just asked you for a photo and an autograph. All the rest of the female wrestlers did it with no problem, except you. You was the B1 out of the ball. Check out my list. End quote. So Stephanie responded to this guy, and she had this to say. Yeah. I always stop, and I'm very kind to my fans. Yesterday was my birthday, and I was honestly having a really bad day. Even so, I politely asked for understanding, and many people respected that. But you followed me for a long time, saying hurtful things and making me feel uncomfortable. I told you no multiple times, and you kept following me and recording. And now you're posting this on social media. It's sad to see people like you call yourselves fans. End quote. So, Ross, I want to take it to you for your debut. What are your thoughts on this Stephanie Fakir fan interaction?
I haven't seen her have a single. I don't know anything about her. I don't know where she came from or why. I do have a theory though. I think it's just because her name is Stephanie, and it's a way for Stephanie McMahon to be like, see her name is like. I mean, I really don't know. I don't think she's any good to be. I mean, okay, maybe she's good, but like to be like the top, I don't know. She just doesn't do it for me. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm in the minority, but I don't see her as some star.
Yo,
I'm the middle.
in,
If she
Paladin.
was at Target and I walked down the Target line, I wouldn't even know that she was anybody. But if I saw like, Charlotte Flair or somebody like that, you can tell who looks like a star, and she don't look like one to me.
Hello, Paladin. Good to see you.
That wasn't very good. I don't get it.
It's great to see you, Brendan, guys.
We just started. I'll do the quick introduction. So the very bottom. Actually, no, you met. Yeah, Ross was on your show. My bad. Yeah. So Ross is debuting Irish Whips. You guys met on Twitch before. And I guess Paladin, we'll go to you. We're talking about that Stephanie Fakir fan interaction.
Mm.
And we'll give your take on it. We'll go to you.
Yeah. Now, obviously, I gave my take on it on the Holy Soldiers podcast, and I will say this, okay, that the wrestlers of the past dealt with a lot worse. I mean, let's look at Hulk Hogan. Look what Hulk Hogan dealt with back in the day. He dealt with really large crowds, like thousands of people flocking to him. And, when you saw his big debut in WCW 1994 in that big parade, you just saw all these people coming to see him, and I'm pretty sure at autograph signings or at big events, people would flock to him, and he just handled himself very professionally. He was able to handle it, and all of our favorites are able to handle it as well. They just knew how. But you fast forward over, 30 years later, it's like these wrestlers can't. And I'm just mystified by this, I was so mystified that that Stephanie just couldn't handle it. Wasn't able to command herself and be able to handle that situation, Another example was with Rhea Ripley. As soon as she even got to that, just getting to that kind of, that big fan status, she couldn't handle it. I mean, if she couldn't handle like 10 or 12, how could you deal with over tens of thousands of your fans wanting to get your autograph or whatever, Because I remember, I'm pretty sure that all of our favorites got mobbed at the airport when they landed. You might have seen Rey Mysterio getting off. They'd see him, or they might see Hogan come off a plane. They might see the Undertaker, Triple H, Austin, just anybody, and they'd be just like, "Oh, could you sign this? Sign my action figure, or I've got my program. Could you sign that for me?"
Mm-hmm.
Can I?
They're able to
add
handle it
one
back
other
then.
thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
To bring a little of my Vince roots, I always think what would Vince say, and in what other industry, whether it be sports, entertainment, movies, whatever, do you hear about a person complaining about fan interaction? I mean, an actor maybe once every like 5 years or something. I mean,
Or a
athletes,
musician, maybe. I could think of
just
that.
anybody who's
Yeah.
like an entertainer.
Well, yeah,
You never hear
It's-
about
yeah.
that, and it happens like
exactly,
every
yeah.
week in WWE.
because like a lot of soccer players that I've known over this, they loved their fans and they loved to give back to them
Yeah,
because they were always there for them through every game, every match, every big, championship victory. They were like, my fans were there behind me. I may have had the team, but I had the fans. I had them.
Mhm.
And, they want to give back. And they're like, yeah, I'd love to sign a few autographs. Or there's a fan who is terminally ill and he wants me to, see him. And I'd be like, oh, absolutely. I'd love to see him because he's one of my fans. He's one of my people. And yeah, because even today, even over here with soccer, rugby, whatever, yeah, you'll get they have so many fans, so many people that want to just get an autograph. And with Stephanie, she just wasn't able to handle just one single person. It's just so weird. I mean, I know she's not she's not at a point in her career where she is famous, where she's kind of used to, people saying, "Oh, do you mind?" But this is bad. This is bad. If she can't handle this, how is she going to handle I don't know, say an autograph signing? It's
Yeah, when there's more people, for sure. Absolutely. Jerry, let's go to you.
Alrighty. In all the years I've watched wrestling, I've seen fan interactions go bad. I mean, like I talked about last night, the incident with Francine on ECW on one of their pay-per-views. And I can remember that like it was yesterday when I
Tell
saw
the
the
audience
guy.
what happened.
Well, the guy was standing behind her, and she reached around, gave him a hug, and he had a sign that said, "I hug Francine." Well, he put the sign down. She turned back around. She was wearing one of her short skirts. He reached up over the railing and up underneath her skirt.
Ooh, jeez.
And next thing I know, I seen Shane Douglas leave the ring and went right for that guy and started beating the hell out of him. And then the fans got involved, and then security. And poor Francine, she was in tears.
Oh, that's not. I mean, okay, Francine back in the day, I said this on my show last night. That I mean, she got those chants or whatever, but that was too far.
Yeah.
I get the ECW crowd was rowdy. I knew they were known for that, but but this no.
I mean, we all know her little trick with the ring ropes when she goes in to the ring. She does that little rubbing of the ring rope, and that turns the guys on. It's no damn secret, but it's the old saying: look, but do not touch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can look, but you can't touch.
It's funny. It does remind me. We were, before with Nikki, and she actually had a fan. I remember, but she she was able to detect pretty quickly there was a special needs kid, because the one kid, she's going down the row, high five, and then the one little kid that was there, she was talking with him, and he grabbed her and fucking, I think he ended up kissing her on the cheek or something, and she had the split second, but then she was ooh, and just walked away, played it off, because it was it was a Down syndrome looking kid. So I think
there can be exceptions.
That well played by her was basically my point with that story.
Yeah, last night I was even bringing up the example of this Down syndrome child who went over the guardrail during a match between Austin and Michaels. And, Shawn Michaels was so professional, he kind of had to stop the match just to help the young fan, get back over to his mother. I thought that was a very sweet touch. That was very nice.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
A lot better than how the BAFTAs handle the Tourette's guy,
Right.
So Tommy, let's go to you about the Stephanie Fakir.
Yeah,
fan interaction.
Thank you, Brendan. Yeah, man. What I was gonna say, man, like Stephanie Vakir, she isn't very famous, but she is very talented. She has all the right assets, and she's she's a very talented young
She's got a
woman.
set.
Talking about her
also.
wrestling
Yeah.
skill, eh?
Assets, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's technically she's a good wrestler as well. She's a high flyer a little bit, and she's got some striking ability. Obviously, she's got the world women's championship right now. It's kind of been a little lackluster, just like Jade Cargill's run, but you can't deny the talent
Yeah.
that she has. Stephanie Vakir, she might not be like the most muscular, the most agile, athletic one, but I think she's got a whole lane to herself with this, like the Spanish speaking crowd, and so like it's kind of hard for her to break out of that lane because her English isn't that good. You know, like with her feud with Liv Morgan and whatnot, like it was kind of had to be translated by Dominic Mysterio, and then, there's ways you could patch holes with that, like putting Dominic on TV is not the worst option.
True.
But fans,
Yeah.
they should not feel entitled to an autograph or a picture. We were talking about how will she do at a meet and greet. Well, at least at the meet and greet, she knows she's getting paid. Like she's now has incentive to take that picture. Like if you just paid for the ticket and you're in the crowd and you want a picture, like you kind of have to just work with whatever they give you, bro, because they're also trying to put on a performance, walking up and down that ramp, and I don't know, maybe it was just a bad day, maybe it was just, but I don't know, I kind of think it's a nothing burger. Like it doesn't really mean to me that she's not legit, because I still think she's legit. I just think it's a big nothing burger in my opinion. The fan doesn't deserve a picture. I'm kind of on her side.
Yeah, especially if she said no multiple times and you're following. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Diasec, let's go to you, my friend.
Yeah, it feels like we talked about this a couple episodes ago, and it's like a double-edged sword. I'm feeling, I can't be mad at Stephanie because she seemed to tell the guy no, he kept following her. I can't be mad at the fan because, well, I don't know the situation. I wasn't there. I agree with Tommy. It's a nothing burger. This doesn't define Stephanie's character. It doesn't, mean that the fan was an obsessive creep. Maybe he had Asperger's. He had all those other autographs and photos and whatnot. He just wanted that one last one. Otherwise, he can't get off because he's retarded or something. And so, essentially, this is one of those things where it's like I gotta call out the hypocrisy here on we can't both be mad at fans for being creeps and mad at wrestlers for turning down fans. You know what I mean? So to me, it's a nothing burger. I don't really feel a certain type of way about it. Stephanie's fucking hot.
Yes, that's Booker T.
Oh, I agree.
Oh yeah.
For me, I'm in the middle here. Like I feel like, as I talked about this last night, where if you have a quick second, they're asking for like a handshake, a quick picture, just do that. It's a quick picture. Give them like a few seconds of your time. But if they're going to be rude about it and they're to the point where even though you decline them respectfully and they're still asking you and following you, then yes, you have the right to be an asshole back. So I think it's in the middle. It's depending how you're approached. If you're approached respectfully, just take a quick moment and just do it. Doesn't take that long. But if they're being rude to you, no, you shouldn't. And then again, kind of like what Tommy said, I think it's not a huge deal, but at the same time, this is a sign of what's to come. Like we talked about this, God forbid we get tragic events. Like we had, what's his name? Dominic Mysterio this past Monday Night on Raw. He had an issue where he was leaving his car to get in the building. A fan was harassing him and he turned the fan down. And the fan kept harassing him. And he had Saraya, formerly known as Paige at the WWE. She just did a video talking about at her recent fan meet and greet, one of the perverts tried to kiss her and spooked her. And she now said from now on, no more like physical interactions, just maybe a handshake.
Yeah.
And it makes one idiot. It takes one idiot to ruin for everybody. And and now speaking of ruining for everybody, this next subject goes right into that. Crazed fan gets beat down after attempting to stab wrestler at an indie show. So, an independent wrestling show in Illinois turned chaotic after a fan tried to stab a wrestler during the main event, and what followed was caught on camera. The incident went down during a match between Shylock, or did I say it right this time, Tommy?
Wait, hold on, Brett. Did we get John's take on the whole Stephanie Vakir?
I was gone for a good portion of it, to be fair, because I had fucking tax question right in the middle of our conversation, of course. But no, I think I sent a video of Tommy in the private chat. Of
Yeah,
how,
Mike Tomlin.
How she could have handled this shit. You won't get copyright. It's less than 10 seconds.
Hold on.
But yeah, she could have just done it like this. But no, I mean, I'm kind of like you guys in the middle of the road. It's like, yeah, and I don't believe in guilt by association. You don't need to punish the whole group for something one person did on either end.
Yeah.
Coach Stumble, let's go for the win, man.
Rare footage of Tommy Halter at a Steelers game there.
that was me, my clone.
Just reminded me of that video though, because yeah, sometimes you are just caught like, man, I'm in a rush, I gotta get somewhere, man. Like, can't bother with this right now. Go to the official functions where you're supposed to interact with me.
Right. So did I say that name right, Tommy? Is it Schlack? Because she knows the guy.
Schlack, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know him. I have a mutual
friend there. Shout out to Beastman. So the incident went down during a match between Schlack and Cruel at the Ruthless Pro Wrestling Omega show. According to multiple accounts, a fan suddenly rushed toward the ring and attempted to stab Cruel, sending the venue to panic. What followed was immediate and intense. Wrestlers from the locker room, along with members of the crowd, rushed in to stop the attacker before he could get away. Footage from the scene shows multiple individuals swarming the suspect, with punches being thrown as people shouted for him to be taken down. The situation escalated as the man tried to run away, only to be chased down and knocked to the ground by a wrestler before being surrounded again. It came to a point that other people had to stop the wrestlers before something tragic happened. Despite the frightening moment, Cruel is said to be okay. Following the incident, there has been speculation online suggesting the attack could be linked to ongoing issues between deathmatch wrestling groups on Facebook, but that has not been confirmed. So Lou Nixon, who is a wrestler on the show, did an interview with Cultaholic explaining what happened, as he was one of the witnesses to what happened there. So I quote Lou, "At the start of the show, I was speaking to Cruel. Cruel told me that the guy went up to the merch stand at the beginning of the show, started asking Cruel how much all of his merchandise was, and then went, 'I'm not fucking paying that,' and then walked away. This guy was front row during Cruel's entrance now. And he's like a big monster. He walks around. The guy stepped out the front row and stepped in front of Cruel on his entrance, like squared up to him. Cruel obviously didn't break character and made him look silly. And then during the match, I think the guy got knocked out of his seat. The video that you see happens after the show. Now, currently, the guy went up to Cruel's merch table at the end of the show and squared up to him and started going, 'Let's fucking go then. Let's fucking go,' and then tackled him. In the tackle, that's when he must have shanked him, because Cruel didn't realize he got stabbed until after." End quote. Then JCW wrestler Mickey Knuckles, she was also there too, and she backs up Lou's story, and she made the comment that once everyone saw the knife get pulled out was when they all stormed the guy before the situation got worse. And Mickey says she saw he got some cuts on his back, but the guy was stabbed in his lower abdomen. But like I said, thank God at the end of the day, Cruel was okay. He didn't have to go to the hospital. He was fine. And Now the question is, do you think security at indie wrestling events need to be stepped up after incidents like this, or was this just an isolated situation? And Chris, good to see you. Welcome. Let's go to you
Hello.
first on this one.
Yeah, I believe that they should step up security for sure, though, because yeah, things are getting out of hand though with the fans nowadays, though. Like, seriously.
And my question is, where was this? Like, how did the guy get the knife in the building in the first place?
Yeah,
like
I found the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll see. Like, they are storming this guy if you have it. So I wonder, how did the guy get the knife in?
Yeah,
Is
really
it a
quick,
conspiracy?
we'll go back to Chris. I'll share the video.
Mm-hmm.
What were you saying, Brendan?
I was wondering, like, where was the security? How did the guy get the knife in the building? Did someone help him get the knife in the building? Like, I don't get how this happened.
Oh my god.
So it's him right there in the black sweater.
Oh jeez.
And see, the guy's got cuts on his back.
Yeah, Schlack's with the mohawk and all the tattoos.
And Cruel's the guy on the right with the mask on. The black, yeah. Him.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there's Cruel right there with the mask on.
There's Mickey Knuckles with the purple hair.
Yeah, there she is right there.
Oh jeez. Yeah, that's the fan, like the guy in the black sweater.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
So you can see he's got cuts on his back there.
Yeah, no wonder there's like pandemonium though. It's because of that fan though.
Yeah, like I said, thank God Cruel is good at the end of the day, but this is fucking ridiculous. And I mentioned on Panel the Show last night, God forbid, but it's going to get to the point where a psychopath is going to get through security and we're going to see a dead wrestler because of a crazy fan.
Yeah.
Like, this shows if this can happen, what else is going to happen? And I don't want it to happen. I don't. I want to be wrong.
Dude, they were jumping him, dude.
Yeah, he deserves it.
I'll say credit to the fans that stepped in for sure. I mean, also to the other wrestlers. But
Fuck, bro, he got donkey kicked here, bro. Look, so he's like on the top of the staircase here, and then boom,
boom. Yeah, that fan was like, "Fuck you!" Like,
dude, Shawn
good.
Michaels, sweet.
I mean, it's
music.
good to not let him get away for one, and then also, to kind of like get him restrained and everything, get that shit out of his hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, before anyone else got hurt, but yeah, fucking ridiculous. Chris, do you have anything else to say on the situation here?
Yeah, just the same though. It's just like they really have to ramp up security because of the fans though. They're getting really out of control with whether if it's like stalking or like being inappropriate with the fans, being inappropriate with the wrestlers, or like threatening them. Yeah, it's getting really out of hand.
Absolutely, yes. Tommy, let's go to you.
Yeah, man. Thank God no one got seriously injured except the guy who pulled the knife. I don't know what he was thinking, if he was intoxicated, if he's got mental health issues he needs to address. Maybe he's, I don't know. Clearly he's unwell. This would not be how you should act in public, let alone at a, death match, event. Because, Schlack, he's like one of the biggest deathmatch wrestlers. So like, he's all about blood and like using light tubes, thumbtacks, the hardcore, like what ECW is. They do a lot of that in the independent scene, and it's kind of like, me and Brendan have talked about how some of it's unappealing because it is a lot. It's very grotesque at times, like how far they take it. So I don't know why, pulling a knife, for some reason it doesn't even seem like that big of a deal because it's a death match. But at the same time, it's like when you cross, from fiction to reality, because these guys are really getting cut. So it's like, I don't know what if he's thinking like, out of his mind, they get stabbed all the time, he won't feel a thing. And like, I don't know. It's just,
yeah.
Yeah. Fuck. All right. Dias, let's go to you, my friend.
So remember how a couple minutes ago we were talking about how Stephanie Vicker was running away from fans? Well, I mean, here's a case study as to why. When we talk about like movie stars and musicians not complaining as much as WWE wrestlers are and wrestlers in the indies are, well, you know, movie stars don't give a fuck about fans. A lot of musicians don't give a fuck about fans. The wrestlers actually have their audience in front of them all the time. That is their job. So they are exposed to the fans all the time. So they obviously complain more because of that. And in this particular scenario, in my experience going to indie shows and even doing security for a show, we never or as security, I never patted down anybody. And as going to an indie show, I've never seen anybody get patted down or check security. So yes, I agree. Security should be ramped up. And in pertaining to basically these deathmatch wrestlers, a lot of that stuff is consensual. They know they're going to get beat up. They know they're going to bleed. They know that a lot of it's very, you know, skin level, like, you know, thumbtacks only go into your skin, you know, light tubes only hit your skin. But a knife, that is something that will attack your organs. It'll attack your muscles. A knife will cut deeper. And I don't know what this fan was thinking. But I will admit, the culture around not just indie wrestling, but deathmatch wrestling and the IWC itself attracts people who think that this is okay. And they think that you can just walk up on a wrestler and try and pull something. And so I agree. I think security should be more intense. They should hire, you know, or not even, they don't have to hire security. You could use wrestlers. Like whenever I was at ROW, I was a young boy. I was a trainee, and they were like, fuck it. Put on a t-shirt, go out there and be security. You could have your own staff be security if you have enough people. And if they're not on the card, they can do security. And you're obviously trained well enough and you're big enough and you're, you know, trained as a wrestler, you can stop people from doing dumb shit like that. And so, this is a fucked up situation.
It absolutely is a fucked up situation for sure. Paladin, let's go to you.
Yeah, I have never experienced a wrestler getting stabbed. That's a new one on me. Like, I know back in the day, Roddy Piper got stabbed. I'm pretty, like, other wrestlers have experienced like a situation where, someone tried to attack them. You know, like Bash the Beach 96, Hogan had turned heel, a fan tried to jump into the ring, and then Kevin Nash just booted his face and said, no, you don't. But this was a very frightening scenario. I never thought I would see just any fan, you know, stab another wrestler. Like, that's crazy. I mean, you need security at the max, no matter what size promotion you are. Make sure there's security. Make sure that you are able to detect the first signs of danger. That if you feel something's off, intervene. Make sure that no one gets hurt. And that it's taken care of and the show can go on. I think that's what we have learned from this. And and of course, we have brought in this, I suppose, this base of fans who think this is okay, but it's not. And then you have to think on top of this, do they have a mental illness? Are they even well? I mean, yeah, exactly, Jerry. I know it's you might giggle at it, but it is serious. I mean, like, you kind of wonder, are they okay upstairs? You know?
Yeah.
There's something wrong with them.
Go around
stabbing people.
Yeah, like, this was just,
and it's more than an emotional outburst. He got violent.
Yeah. Like, he got legit stabbed, and like, he could have died, but, you know, thank the Lord, he is okay. He's fine. He's recovering, and that you know, he's not in a hospital bed right now, and he's not, you know, struggling to survive. So that's the blessing. That's the blessing. I think from this, amp up your security, or it's going to get worse.
Yeah.
Don't wait. Do not wait.
Yeah, we don't need another situation to occur for things to be changed. Like, stop it when you can. Prepare for when you can, really.
Shout out Rajah Jackson.
Right.
Yeah. And that piece of shit. Fuck him, by the way. John, let's go to you.
Yeah, I mean, you're making enough money. It's very easy to have metal detectors, you know, and then, you know, if you get something, have a wand, you know, hey, what's it? Okay, it's just a belt, gone, you know. I'm not sure exactly how big the crowds are at these things, but I've, you know, get venues with many, many, many thousands of people, and they manage to have, you know, at least that. So that would be the logical thing, I would think. You know, and as far as like, you know, the people in the crowd and the audience and everything, I agree with this the way I do with a lot of, you know, whenever an actor gets death threats or anything, it's like whenever you get thousands of people together, there's going to be a few crazy ones. You have to take measures to account for that. I mean, it's just like mathematically, it's like a law of averages. It's like, yeah, there's going to be some crazy people when you get a large enough group of people together.
For sure.
So you account for that possibility, and you just do everything because it's a deterrent too. I think like a metal detector or something is, you know, the guy's bringing a knife. He might see that. He sees it coming as he's in line or whatever, and he might just, you know, shuffle off, and, you know, then he might do something else terrible, you know, might replan or something, but you got to at least have deterrence. That's why people put up fences, even though, yeah, you could climb over it. It's like, yeah, it's kind of like, I'm going to move on to a different thing. So,
Yeah, it's the
I think there's easier ways
promoters.
to deal with it.
They're cutting corners. You could just frisk some people. You know what I mean? Like out here in Miami, I got fucking frisked by security. That's how they do it in these big cities. And it's like, you know, these promoters, they don't cut corners when it comes to security. And I think that's something they need to do, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Jerry?
What do you got for us, man? Let's get your take.
Well, I was thinking back to an incident that involved Andre the Giant. Of course, he wasn't in the ring when this happened, but he was at a bar, and 3 guys at the bar decided they want to make a name for themselves and picked a fight with him. And he chased them out to their car, and they locked themselves in the car, and he flipped the damn thing over.
Jeez.
So when the cops showed up, you know, they tried to get Andre arrested, and the cops took the 3 guys to jail and come out and told him, he goes, "You don't mess with a national treasure."
Lesson learned for those idiots.
Yeah,
Sure.
but I mean, think about it. You see this huge fella come in, you're thinking, "Oh, I can take him." Yeah.
Good luck.
And you learn real quick.
Yeah. What's the old saying? Fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
FAFO.
And play
Yep.
stupid
That's
games,
true.
win stupid prizes.
Absolutely. And originally, when I submitted this topic in, I thought, okay, was the guy drunk? He wasn't intoxicated, or has that been reported that he reeked of alcohol? So that makes me wonder, like, some of you guys were mentioning, is he like not on his medications? There's something going up there. Like, why the violent urge to try to kill him after not want to pay his merchandise, and you try to square up to him when he's trying to work? So hopefully, if there's more information to come out, we'll report it on the next show. But as of now, no motives why the guy did that. None whatsoever.
Yep.
So at the end, Cruel, we're happy that you're okay, buddy. That's awesome to hear. Thank God.
Yeah, quit cutting corners, you fucking indie promotions.
Exactly. Beef up your damn security. I want to be wrong. I don't want to be right and say "told you so." That psychopath's going to kill a wrestler. Please prove me wrong. I'm begging.
Yeah. We're getting kind of sick and tired of being the cynical ones going, "Oh, I told you so. I told you so." See,
Yeah,
I
it's
was right
getting
again.
old. It's getting old.
Yeah.
Really quick.
I just want to be able to say I was wrong. They learned from their mistake. I was wrong. I don't want to be constantly saying I told you so.
Yeah,
all the
because that's what's
time.
going to happen. So now we're going to go to a controversial subject with some people that we didn't get into last night. I forgot to submit this one in. Rhea Ripley pushes for WWE Evolution to become a yearly event. So Ripley spoke on the So Ripley spoke on the Ebro Laura Rosenberg show on March 30th and made it clear she wants Evolution to become a regular fixture instead of something fans wait years to see again. She first pointed to the level of the women's division brings every time they get an opportunity, stressing that they consistently, I'm trying not to laugh here, deliver no matter how much time they're given. So Rhea had this to say: I know all of us women have really put in the time and effort into everything we got, whether it's 30 seconds or 20 minutes. It doesn't matter how long we get. We're going to make sure we're talked about at the end of it. It's awesome to see the women's evolution grow. I know we had to wait 8 years for Evolution 2, which was wild. But I feel like after Evolution 2, which was an all women's pay-per-view, we went out there and showed everyone what we can do. I hope it takes less time now for Evolution 3. I hope everyone watched that and went, wow, this needs to be a yearly thing because we're really busting our asses every time we're out there. We're making sure we're making as much history as we can along the way and setting up the future for better things as well. I really want to leave the company with the women's division better off, end quote. So question is, do you think WWE should make Evolution a yearly PLE after Evolution 2 or keep it as a rare special show? Okay, I want to go first on this one.
Ooh, back up, you dirty beggar. Ooh.
I want to make it clear I am not sexist, but there is numbers and facts out there that show men do draw more than women. And the Evolution 2 show that Paladin presented a graph of 2 months ago on his show that only Evolution drew 900,000 viewers, and that's from Canada and the rest of Europe only. It did not even get 1 million or higher. So I'll be fair, I'm not against an Evolution 3, but only if the women are over. If they can get better writers than those men and come up with a better product and get them more over, why not? But with how they have been handled, I'm sorry, I don't think they should get another women pay-per-view unless the product improves and they get more over, then why not? So let's turn to Paladin on this one first.
Wait,
Why, does he have an opinion on it? I couldn't tell.
What's going on here?
No, I never did.
So before Paladin said Chris, it's Rhea Ripley basically wants Evolution to become a yearly PLE, and that's the women's PLE.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, so we'll go to you for later. So Paladin, we'll start with you.
Okay. So yeah, we did cover the second Evolution, and it was the lowest drawing pay-per-view of last year. Barely under 1 million. Like 1 million viewers. Under 1 million viewers. 900,000 viewers. What does this tell you? No one cares about women's wrestling. No one cares. I mean, look, this is how it's always been throughout the history of wrestling, okay? If I was to book, say, Roman Reigns versus Braun Breaker for the WWE title, right? That's a big match. Everybody wants to see these two beat the shit out of each other. They want to see, you know, two very athletically gifted superstars go at it, because like that's what you'd want to see. But of course, it's not your comment, you little bastard. Stop making me laugh. Right, but anyway. But if you were to just like put two women's wrestlers in a main event, no one's going to care, because the women's division's always been a piss break. That's what it was, even for me back in the day. Like when a women's title match was coming up, okay, it depended on who it was, but apart from that, I didn't show any interest. I was whenever it did come on, sometimes I would just use the bathroom, or I just get like maybe whatever I was drinking, you know, a glass of milk, or you know, maybe a soda, whatever, bit of juice.
Give mom a call.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you'd rather do that. You know, like women were known for their sex appeal. It's not a hidden secret. Okay, they were known for, you know, just being attractive, being on screen, showing their goods off. And that's what the men like, okay? Even straight men, even the lesbians would like that. Fuck's sake, that's what they want to see. Is hot women making out. Fuck's sake, that's what we need.
At least pretend to wrestle a little bit.
Right?
Right.
All right, Chris.
Yeah, so, but the only way that If they, again, as you said, they would have to be super over for us to care. And also,
Yeah.
they would have to do matches such as the following: a shower match,
Yep.
bra panties,
Yep.
or oil my back match. That'd be very
What about
nice.
those little spanking matches?
Yeah,
Okay,
spanking
put
match.
the
Oh,
knee
yes.
down when you're saying these things. Stop it. Get hands up, man. Hands
Yeah.
on screen.
Yeah, hands away from Sam.
Hey,
Horrible.
hey, Paolo. I'm pretty sure that you have. I'm pretty sure you want someone like Tiffany to be in those matches too.
Trish is giving
Kayfabe.
Paladin. Trish is giving Paladin this look right now. She's just like, what?
Yeah, for sure. All right, Chris, let's go to you. About should
Good
evolution. While Paladin's getting his Irish rock stuff here. So, Chris, do you think Evolution 3 should become a yearly PLE or should it be a special event?
I gotta
Let's
go
face it
pee. I gotta go pee. Right. Speaking of pee
Oh,
breaks.
sure, Tommy.
Oh god. Alright.
I
Yeah,
gotta
I
go check
don't.
my mailbox.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, I don't think so. They shouldn't make an Evolution 3 because obviously Evolution 2 it flopped though. So isn't it obvious though that's not a draw though? Yeah, it's just terrible. They shouldn't have green lighted like Evolution 2 and I think I've mentioned this last year to some of my friends right here like Paladin though for example that like last year's Evolution it was just terrible and it was even more so that one of my favorites was in it though. So I just kind of wish that she wasn't in it though, but the only thing that I wanted from this match was her to retain her title against Jordan Grace though. But
And the fact that they had to discount tickets that wasn't selling, it had to go to us. I believe, to my understanding, they had a venue picked out, and I'm talking about the first one. It is so bad they had to move it to the NXT University venue for the first one, and then same with the second one. It was a drawing. They had to move it to a different venue and lower the prices, and it didn't sell out. Like it's not a draw, and that's not us being a dick. There are numbers to back up what we're saying.
yeah, it's just that and to go back on that though, I was just frustrated that one of my favorites was in the Evolution 2. If people don't know who I'm talking about, one of my current favorites though is JC Jane, who is the NXT Women's Champion though. Like at the time she was facing Jordan Grace for her title though. I'm glad that she retained. That was the only thing I cared about though in terms of this match. The rest of Evolution I didn't really care though, because obviously it's just a lot of no draws though. Like, do you guys understand? Am I being like a mark or a simp though, or no?
No.
Nah,
Chris,
nah.
Chris, you
Not at all.
overthink.
Overthink
Problem
about
with you, Chris, is you
Yeah.
overthink.
Okay,
Do not make me go Clockwork Orange on you. I will
Yeah,
hunt you
sure.
down.
I'm
Gonna be
gonna
going
go to the next one here. Dyson, let's
Yeah.
go to you.
All right, vehicle.
I just want to make clear so that everybody understands that I am a sexist. Okay, I just want to
Okay.
make sure that we understand that.
Edit that out, Tommy.
Uh,
Edit that out, Tommy, because we have a special guest in a few weeks.
Fuck. All right. Evolution. Do I even want because of the special guest? Do I even want to say this now? Fuck.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say Evolution was created as a response to the Me Too Time's Up era. It was all about intersectional feminism.
Speak
It
freely,
was-
bro.
Yeah.
Speak freely.
Yeah,
man.
that's true.
It was
Yeah.
I'm a whammon, hear me roar. That's what it was about. And look,
Testify.
I
Sorry.
think women have gotten much more talented in ring as far as athletics go, and they are capable of, I don't want to say they're complete non-draws, but having a full show dedicated to them is that's a no draw because of the intersectionality of it in nature.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to watch an all women show. Look at Women's of Wrestling. Nobody watches that shit. Nobody
No.
cares. It's a bunch
Yeah,
of
of course.
bull dykes,
Yes,
wrestling each other, and they're not even that appealing or attractive. At least WWE has the wherewithal to make these women pretty. They usually get a main roster glow up, if you know what I mean. And so essentially like having a yearly women's evolution will not only be useless and mean nothing, but it would only further prove that it's part of a more feminist agenda, more intersectional agenda. And I don't really want to believe that, but then again, it still happened at the height of the era. It's still I still think Vince was Me Too'd as a power grab. And so this is stupid. If they're gonna do it, it's fine as a once every 5 years thing. And like everybody said, people got to be over. You got to get people over. You got to get people to care. Biggest problem on the women's division right now is not that they can't wrestle, but rather nobody cares about the stories that we have to tell here. And shout out Eva Marie, my favorite wrestler of all time, the greatest of all time, Eva Marie.
Two greatest of all time.
And to add on top of that, though, it's just like you said, it's a feminist agenda. It's a fourth wave feminist agenda that was set up by Stephanie McMahon, though. Like
that's true.
Exactly.
Very true. And also add on to Diasic, Stephanie McMahon just came back recently, or slowly is coming in, and that's where they did Evolution 2. And I think the only scenario they could have done it back then, and they actually drew more of the men, and that was the TNA Knockouts division when Dutch Mantel and Russo were handling the women.
True.
Yeah.
I think that would have been the time, because they had a really talented women's roster. They had characters. They were in angles that were over. I feel like if they'd done it then, it would have done well because of that situation. But now, like I said before, no one's over. There's no characters, no stories for the women. If that changes, then why not? And like what you said, if they space it out, okay, fuck it, why not? No?
Yeah, and I don't need a lot of time to say this. I'm just gonna jump in, give you my 2 cents. Of course, Rhea Ripley wants it to happen because she's gonna main event and she's gonna make the most money of that house. You know what I mean?
That's
it's
true.
Another paycheck for these women. For that, I'm not against it, but like Diasic was saying, if it's already a segregated thing, like if we did an all men show, it'd still be whack to some people. Like,
it's one thing to have like a show where it's all men on the card, like a regular SmackDown, but to advertise it as an all men show, you're watching a show where it's only about men, Spike TV, beers and titties. Like that's different,
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly is.
So yeah, bro. Let's go to John.
Let's go to John.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how popular they were ratings wise, but I know early 2000s they did a lot of shit with women that they would never do now. The spanking matches and shit.
They got to really go back to it though.
Trish is on screen right now. She was in a few of those. So that might get some ratings, but exactly. Don't pander. Don't pander. That's the main thing. It's just like. Yeah, whenever I always say this because like people will counter with like, oh well, there are shows with all men and you never call it. It's like you don't get points for that. You don't get. It's not an agenda to do that. That is like the natural thing. And also, don't make if you want to get more of them over. And Tiffany does this a little bit where she kind of does like the girly girl act, but like it's the same thing as we run into with movies. It's like people don't have a problem with women characters. They have a problem with women acting like men. Don't just make them generic men wrestlers. Like you can play into the feminine angle. They like to show off, quite frankly. A lot of them do. I'm not going to stereotype, but a lot of them do.
Oh, they do. Yes.
They choose their outfits in a lot of instances. And good on them. It's like, all right, go for it. And it's just like, why don't make them like generic, boring, just like, oh, I'm going to act just like John Cena. It's just like, well, okay, well. It's just you play to a different crowd for one, and also you play up your sex. I know people don't like to say it, but there are differences between the sexes, and you play into that.
Right.
I still had my Randy Savage name up, which now looks really inappropriate. Which is obviously a reference to a promo of his.
Yeah. I am the cream.
Keep the name, Tommy. Keep the name. Because it's ratings. We're trying to get ratings. All right, now I want to go to our wrestling encyclopedia for this one, for the last one. Jerry, your thoughts? Should Evolution become a regular PLE or should it be a special event?
You guys are gonna hate me. I say give them a chance.
Oh, really? Really?
Well, he is a woman
Interesting.
according to Vito, so
Now, come
I
on now,
wonder.
you move. No, I say give him a chance. You know,
So okay, let me propose a counter then. So you said give them a chance. So let's say they do Evolution 3 this year, and if it flops worse than 2, okay, they
Then you're
have their
done.
chance. Yeah,
you're done.
okay,
You're done.
that's fair. Okay, no, that's fair.
that's
I
reasonable.
was
Yeah, fair
yeah.
enough.
You know,
That's reasonable.
that way there's no, oh, this is racist, this is sexist. Here's your chance. Show up or get the fuck out.
Yeah,
End of
let's
story.
say we're in April. Let's say they advertise it in October. So they have May, June, July, August. They have 6 months to advertise and build for it. Then that way, it's like, okay, we did it. We advertised it. We put the money into it. It didn't draw. We tried. It didn't work. Then if it didn't work, then they can't
Yeah.
say, oh, we didn't get the opportunity. No, we did. It didn't work.
Yeah.
So, fair
I
point.
mean, it's either swing or miss. End of story.
That's
No
fair.
more talking. Do the walking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I would say it's a mess though. Like for me, because obviously it didn't draw though. It just got like I think it was like 900,000 like viewers or something.
Yep, for Canada and Europe
Yeah.
combined. I don't know about US numbers. That I'm going to tell you. I'm going off of the graph Paladin had back in January, and it showed that was the only PLE the entire year did not get more than 1 million. It was
Yeah.
The problem is
900K.
Canadians and Europeans are just more sexist than Americans, I guess.
Oh, of course. No, okay. No, I'm a Canadian. Yes, that's true. Like what the cream says. All right. Now, speaking of greed, now we're going to go to greed. Cody, not the WCW pay-per-view, by the way. Cody Rhodes addresses his upcoming WrestleMania bus tour costing nearly 10 grand per person.
Oh God.
So we know the bus tour is an on-location experience that was priced at $9,950 per person for WrestleMania 42 weekend in Las Vegas. Limited to just 12 guests only. It lets fans ride along Cody's personal Liberty One tour bus as he drives around to 1 to 2 iconic Vegas landmarks with a professional guy providing live commentary. Despite its price, the excursion is sold out. While speaking to Busted Open Radio, Cody addressed the cost, and I quote, "We did this tour last year very quietly, and it's just a sweet on-location deal for the people that want a little bit of that extra moment. What I did last year was very fun. They got to see my WrestleMania gear in advance, and we got to talk WrestleMania. I've got a good plan for them this year, because like you said, that's an absurd amount of money. And gosh, thanks for the fact that people are out there paying for that. That makes me feel incredible. So I want them to definitely feel like they got a unique and cool experience and something intimate for us. Because when you get those moments with your fans, where you can sit down across from them and actually get to know them, 2 of the guys that were on the bus tour last year are actually coming onto my podcast. I wanted to bring a fan onto the podcast to see what that experience was like. We stayed in touch. So I look forward to a whole new Motley Crue on the bus this year, and thank you for doing that." End quote. What I get out of that personally, it sounded like he genuinely did not know what they were charging. And he probably didn't know until he was hearing the backlash of it online. And that's what probably made him think, whoa, what the fuck? Why are you charging that much for people to see me? And me and Paladin said this. If you're paying that much money, you're an idiot. You're a mark. You deserve to be bankrupt. And I don't like this is why I have an issue with it. Number one is 10,000, nearly 10 grand per person. Number two, he said himself, only one, not guaranteed 2. You either get 1 location or maybe a second one. So you're just getting a short bus ride around the city. And what's he going to talk about? What kind of commentary? I think this is a waste of money. I do. You're not getting the bang for your buck. If you're going to pay this much money, this is what you should get. You should get, okay, fine, get the bus ride. Get maybe a private meet and greet. Maybe get a private VIP seat in the arena. Maybe get some exclusive merch. Maybe get a backstage pass or something. Like, make it worth that money. A bus ride's not worth 10 grand. I'm sorry, it's not. I don't give a fuck who you are. It's not worth the money. So let's go, Diasnake. Let's go to you for this. Cody Rhodes addressing the bus ride package.
Yeah, bus ride shouldn't cost that much. I mean, I can barely afford the buses here in Houston, so not that I want to go on a bus, I get stabbed by a minority or something. But basically, Cody Rhodes, God bless him. I do think he probably, I agree, he probably doesn't understand like how much they're charging and what's to say about, man, there's too much money involved in investing in WWE. And with all the, do they not have enough money with all those damn NASCAR stickers on the ring and all over the place? Like, do they not have enough money as is from merchandise and ticket sales alone? Like, I don't get this. I really don't. And I don't really have, I don't know what to say. I'm sorry. I don't know what to say here.
That's fair. Jerry, let's go to you, my friend.
I ain't paying 10 grand for a bus ride. not for Cody Rhodes. Now, Soroka, sure. Let's see, who else?
Dusty Rhodes, like someone.
Oh, if Dusty Rhodes was alive, hell yeah. Maybe Flair. Oh, I think that'd be more like a plane ride.
From hell, yeah.
But yeah, just a short bus trip, 10 grand. No, thank you.
That's fair.
I mean,
Chris, let's go to you.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay. Yeah, I wouldn't pay for that much though to see Cody Rhodes. Though it's just terrible though. I think I remember I said a scenario like this yesterday, like where I did a swerve though, like with Cody Rhodes though. It's just that like I go to his bus though, and then so all of a sudden I leave, and then he says, well, I smell something burning, and then in there comes a bomb though, and the whole bus explodes. It was just a play on what like Hobo said to me. I kind of look like a person who's Arab though.
Fatality. Right. Yeah. Let's see. Tommy, let's go to you.
Yeah. So I might be in the minority with this one. Let him cook, bro. Cody Rhodes, let him cook. Okay, you can call him a mark, you can call him a sellout. If there are idiots willing to pay this shit, people pay money for people's sweat, their bath water.
Good point.
You know what I mean?
At
least you get to
no. You got to shut that shit down. We got to make women actually get with men now, not this selling of bath water online.
Okay, look, Cody Rhodes paid dues. Okay, let him milk the fuck out of his success, because who knows how much longer he has. Wrestling is one of those careers he could be over tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, even though he's made all this money, nobody
lucky after WrestleMania.
Nobody hates extra easy money, and it's basically a passive income for him because he just has to be himself and answer the Mark's question, you know. And you can call it greed. I call it capitalism. He is the American nightmare. America's all about capitalism. Get that money, Cody.
It's true.
Okay. Interesting take there. Yep. All right, John, let's go to you, my friend.
Well, there's only one wrestler who I think is worth $10,000 to ride on a bus with to listen for a few minutes.
And who is that, my friend? What we got?
Oh, of course. Yeah. I could ride around for 10 minutes and I would show you the cream of our city. And we would be going after Hulk Hogan because he has eyes of lust for Elizabeth. That's what we doing, all right?
And no, that would actually be one I might actually pay. Not that much, but I would pay some money to ride a bus.
That got me hard, not gonna lie.
He's gonna have his own cream, anyways.
Of course, and that's like that, John.
It's kind of like there's no upkeep with this one, so it's not like the Galactic Star Cruiser where it's like, oh, pay us $4,000, and everybody's like, ain't nobody gonna do that, and your upkeep is crazy, so you're gonna have to shut that down. It's like him riding on a bus. I'm kind of with Tommy. It's like, yeah, if you want to get some idiots, it probably costs him like nothing. So, or WWE or whatever, nothing. So it's just like, all right, if if you want. I mean, personally, I would rather pay money to, given the previous subject, maybe this is inappropriate, but, you just pick your favorite, pick whatever wrestler, and you get to sit next to them on a bus, or maybe they sit on you, depending on the wrestler. But sit on your lap, but so maybe that would be worth it, but that's about it, because really there's just not enough of a personality there to like, it's like somebody, I think it was the first person who spoke on this was saying, they were just like, what's Cody Rhodes going to say?
What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, like what the hell is he going to talk about?
Yeah, of course.
Like,
What do want to talk about?
Yeah, like is he going to talk about his dog?
Yeah, you can't, it's too relatable now. Like maybe if it were like the Undertaker back whenever he was still in kayfabe and he just sits there in the front of the bus, is just like, that is the cemetery.
Fun.
That actually kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
That'll be
shit.
at least that'll be experience. And now, Paladin, let's go to you.
I mean, like $10,000. That's a ripoff. I mean, like even if I had $10,000 saved away, I'm not going to spend it on Cody. I'd rather spend it on something cool. Like if I got to meet Stone Cold Steve Austin, my all-time favorite. Like I am a Stone Cold mark to the day I die. At least I can admit it. At least I can admit I'm a mark for him.
The hell you say?
I would love that. I'd be asking him so many questions. I'd be just like, could you tell me about what it was like going to the Sportatorium in Dallas, Texas when it was still around? Could you tell me a bit about WCW? Could you tell me this and that? Okay, that I'm all happy for.
What am I? You're
Cody
talking about?
Rhodes.
You go back to Ireland to the end of the rainbow there, son.
That's good.
I wasn't too bad. Would you like Guinness, Austin? It's very tasty.
Well, shit, son. Let's try it. Right, go ahead, Paladin.
But yeah, I mean, if it was a wrestler like Orton or Drew McIntyre, okay, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. If it was my favorite Tiffany Stratton, I would definitely say that. Sorry. I had to throw it in because I was tempted. So yeah. But you get my point. You want it to be something of a great experience. Like you want to ask them what's going on. Like it's Cody Rhodes, a guy who is just like walks around in a suit and says, "What do you want to talk about?" Hardly riveting stuff now, is it?
Oh, geez.
You would never see me ever pay that amount of money just to sit next to Cody. Okay. Anyone else? Fair enough. Yeah. Anyone else? Fair enough. I'm not going to complain. But
anyone else?
Yeah. No. It's just anyone else. That's like anyone else. Yes. Fair enough. But just Cody. I'm like, okay. At the end of the day, I can kind of understand. Yes, he's being a businessman. At least he's one of those very few wrestlers that behave like a businessman. They're trying to make as much money as they can before retirement. I can understand it from that lens, but at the same time, I think, okay, that's a bit much in my eyes.
Yeah, of course.
So that's my take on it. That's my take.
Oh, jeez.
You're a hater, Paladin.
like-
You're a hater.
Like, what's next? Are they going to charge like 20 grand next year? Like, how much do you want to bet?
Maybe.
Now-
I already kind of answered this
10,001.
Oh, geez.
But,
I would imagine though, like if we end up being on the tour bus with Cody, he'll try to lock us all in though, try to force us.
just as like a
That's very Cody.
as like a follow up thing. What is your which one wrestler would you guys most want this? Say you're not spending any money. You just get to choose whatever wrestler, and you can go on the bus tour with them, or like tour studio or whatever. Like,
Right.
and they're in character.
Yeah. Oh, if they're in care. Oh, I pick Hogan.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Let me tell you something, brother.
Andre.
Yeah, Andre be good. Yeah, Austin be a good pick. Rock would be a great pick, or
Well, now
like
you're
what
just
you
naming
said,
the whole
Taker.
route. You're just naming the whole Hall of Fame.
Okay,
Yeah,
if I got to pick one, actually, no. If I got to
Good.
pick one, I want Stone Cold Steve Austin because that'll
Mm.
be entertaining to do a bus ride with.
Hmm.
Yeah,
That would be
it's got a
entertaining.
point there.
Yeah. What about Edge though?
That
Think
could be
you know me?
interesting. That could be an interesting one for sure. Now we're going to one that I am really scratching my head. That kind of got hot last night about it. John Cena reveals that he will be the host of WWE WrestleMania 42.
Hmm.
Oh, he looks
Uh,
happy. He's
Alright.
ignored
Okay.
happiness protocol.
Host, yeah, host for
Okay.
sure.
I'm so excited.
I am going to try to keep my composure the best I can for last night. But
You got this, Brandon.
this is what I want to know. I don't understand. They just retired the guy in December. We're now in April. You mean to tell me this is the first thing they are going to do with him post-retirement? Are you fucking kidding me? No, we're not going to bring him back as a GM. No, we're not going to have him as a commentator. No, we're not going to get him involved in an angle as an on-screen personality. But he's just going to come out, say hello, read the attendance record, and that's it. Really? Really? And oh, by the way, we're not going to put him in the Hall of Fame this year. Nah.
Right.
Well,
Why?
That's stupid.
Like,
Brandon,
do they genuinely think this is going to help sell tickets? I don't
No.
get it. I think it's lame.
Come on, Brendan. It's
Notice man,
genius.
back in the kennel. Back in the kennel.
Yeah. Back in the
Back in the
kennel.
kennel. Bad doggy.
Get,
Shut up.
oh, do you want me? Hey, Brendan. Do you want me to get the cattle prod ready for? Rhea?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tommy, there was actually footage of Brendan receiving this news last night. There was
Oh boy.
he actually recorded his reaction to the news. If you want to show that real quick.
Okay,
Yeah, I
so
got breaking news.
and this is AI. I don't record my reaction and have not posted. So let's see this AI.
It is not AI.
It is AI because I never post my reactions online.
Just wait for the clip. You'll get it.
Let's see.
If Tommy ever figures out his technical difficulties.
No, I got it.
He's got problems with button pushing.
Oh boy.
Right! We can't have anyone freak out there, okay? We've got to keep our composure. We've gone
Yep.
too far. There's too much to lose. It's not just keep our composure.
Okay, actually, I take that back. That was backstage. Reason why I'm in my underwear because someone took my clothes and I was on drugs. But that's a different story for another time.
I just like how he said
So-
he got in his head and he got all hot and it was there was a lot of innuendo in that introduction. But anyways,
Oh god.
So I got, to finish off. I turn to somebody. I think this is lame and weak. Like this is what they're gonna do with Cena. Like this is not gonna help sell tickets. It's not. Let's see, Jerry. Let's take it to you.
Here at the Was Wrestling Entertainment, we're showing you how to bankrupt a company.
Oh.
First off, we'll keep the old wrestlers that can barely walk, barely talk, and put them in the main event with Roman Reigns, one of only 2 wrestlers worth watching. And then we top it off by putting Stephanie McMahon first in the Hall of Fame. And what the hell has she done? No, seriously, I'm asking. What has she
she's
done?
pretty hot in
guys?
the early 2000s. She had some banging tits.
She banged Triple H.
Here, I got you. I got you.
Subscribe to Irish Whips and Arm Drags.
You know, she went through a
Okay.
lot early in her career. I mean,
Yeah, that's
Okay.
savage.
So then
Jerry.
we get Hulk Hogan Jr., aka John Cena. He made us a shitload of money. Then we do this retirement tour. Great idea. One great match, AJ Styles. That was perfect. Should have been the last match ever. Then let's not get Hall of Fame. I'm still trying to figure that one out. And now we're going to let him announce WrestleMania. Sorry, I'm reading the wrong prompting card there.
That's the next week. You're reading that card.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, keep
So
going.
I'm Vince McMahon the 5th, and I need a 5th.
Fair enough. Okay, let's see. Tommy, let's go to you, my friend.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Robot Cena being the host?
It's unfortunate for the WWE universe, because it's a very lazy kind of booking. It's not even like a real booking. It's just an appearance fee. You know, it's kind of like Cena was like, "Yeah, I'm not doing anything. Let me know if you guys need me." And he was serious, like, because he'll make the commitment to do it. But I really think he wasn't hoping to do it. Like, I feel like Cena would rather be, you know, fucking Hollywood models in Beverly Hills.
Fucking James Gunn's wife on the
he'd be rather
show.
be fucking James Gunn's wife. He'd rather be fucking, you know, the wives of all his movie directors and producers, you know. You know what I'm trying to say. John Cena, he's got better things to do, man. It's not worth his time, I guess.
Apparently
If you're trying
not.
to make some bread, take it, you know what I mean? You know, Cena, you know, he's an expensive talent, you know, just like Big Vito, but John Cena's prices are a little higher. You know, so shit. Clearly he'll do anything for money. So we should all pitch in to get John Cena on the show.
If we get Vince's son on here, that'd be great. Let's see. So John, we'll go to you next here. Let's get your opinion on this.
I just like Tommy, like one story ago, he's like, yeah, $10,000 bus trips, it's fine. And then this one, he's like, oh, well, you'll do anything for money, won't you? But I mean, it's just kind of a boring hose. I'd be fine with like the sequence of events playing out as they did, but I just don't think he's going to be a terribly interesting. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's not. Who would you pick? I'm only thinking of like people who I'm like, oh man, this could be your last chance to have him. Like, you know, how the hell is Ric Flair still alive? Let's get him to host this now.
Sure, he'll outlive us all, for God's sake.
Oh, it absolutely would.
But or like a Mick Foley or so, you know, somebody just like, you know, pull out someone who's like a nod to all the, you know, older fans and everything. That would be my choice. But I don't know. It's like he's too recent, to the business. Like maybe trying to think, like I would probably wait like 5 years before you had him do anything like this. Like, and the only positive is that now he can choke out Gunther, to you know, and then leave the stage. He'll sneak in during a match.
We'll just have to see what they're going to do. Now, Chris, we'll go to you. But before you go, I want to do a quick add-on here. How much do you want to bet Triple H dreaded making this phone call if it was him making this phone call?
Yeah, he'll probably dread it like a lot, though. It's like, you know, Cena, I hate to say this, but we're going to need you back.
We need you. It's like, are you sure?
Yeah, pretty desperate to do.
Cena answered the phone, just clapping cheeks. He's like, "Oh yeah, you need me back?"
Is there, oh, hang on. Oh yeah. Hang on, Stephanie. Finished.
Nikki Bella is chasing him around anytime that he's backstage. She's like, come back to me, John.
And I have like a scenario, like, you know, the character that we made up, like Juji, though, like he comes along though, like as this programmer, like, I'll bring to you John Cena.
Yeah, we'll wait till Mr. Fuji shows up, then we'll bring Mr. Chuchi in. We need both of them for that. That's a teaser.
Yokozuna drops from the top rope and crushes him.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chris, your thoughts on Robot Cena being the host of WrestleMania this year?
Yeah, I feel like it's a wasted opportunity, like for Cena though. They could have at least put him in an angle though. Like I think if I were them though, I would put them in an angle though with Cody and Randy. Have Cena like have Cena screw Cody over for the title, and have Randy win it.
Just something like this shit.
I don't hate that he's involved, you know.
But
all love and respect to him, you know. I'm a little bipolar, so I didn't mean he shouldn't get his money because clearly John Cena deserves his money, you know.
Oh yeah.
I was joking, yeah. It's
but no, I will admit to a little bias with Cody Rhodes. But yeah. I don't hate it, but it's very lazy.
Well, you mentioned an Angle. What about Kurt Angle? Good host, you know. There you go.
Actually,
no, wait a minute. I've got it. We guess obtuse Angle. There we go.
Speaking of Kurt Angle, I got a Kurt Angle confirmed story by Vince. But wait till we're done this subject, and I'll bring it up. So, Diasnick, let's go to you.
I don't remember what I said about this last night. I can't remember. I'm trying to be consistent if I can, but Cena retired this is way too close to his retirement to do this. So I wouldn't interject him in any storylines. I wouldn't even book him for this show. I would wait several years, or at least a year before you do something like this, to give it some time to breathe, because there's so much that's aged poorly with this. And look, I get it. None of us really like Noseman's booking here. I get it, and he deserves all the hate that he's gotten. But solely dropping everything on Noseman would not be. I don't think it would be fair, because TKO has a bigger part in this than we like to give credit for.
I do agree. I do agree.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, and I have said it's not just Noseman, it's Bruce Pritchard, it's Michael Hayes, it's Paul Heyman. There's more in that inner circle. And we talked about that 2 months ago. Should Noseman get all the heat? And it was divided. I said he should get most of it because he approves it. Yeah. But it's the others that are bringing the shit to him.
Right. And this John Cena thing is an act of desperation. If you guys watch, I don't blame you for not watching SmackDown last night. It was fucking terrible. But the insecurities of Triple H and TKO, it's starting to bleed into the product now. And TKO is starting to get desperate, and Cena is a big part of that desperation. So I do think this is a bad move, no matter what you look at it. Cena was even saying a couple months ago, hey, and a couple months after I retire, nobody's going to even be thinking about me. They're going to be thinking about WrestleMania. Guess what, John? You're hosting WrestleMania, you fucking dunce.
I am? Oh.
Right?
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
Yeah, so
Override.
SmackDown. On SmackDown, Pat McAfee joined Randy Orton, and he was berating Cody Rhodes, and he was saying the reason we can't sell any tickets is because you're the champion and nobody wants to see you as champion. And they're, like Dizig was saying, shifting the blame towards Triple H is unfair, and now Triple H is shifting the blame towards the talent. You know,
that felt like it was an attack on the fans. I felt like personally attacked from that segment.
There's a little bit of spoilers for shows this weekend, but yesterday I could not believe when they killed off Jesus Christ of Nazareth. But I hear there's a little spoiler. Apparently, they're supposed to resurrect him on tomorrow's show. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, it's Easter.
Oh shit!
Yeah, man.
Don't blaspheme.
Yeah. St. Paul's the last one.
Yeah, as someone who is fasting, how dare you commit blasphemy?
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm referencing it.
All right, yeah, sorry. It's just my nose starts to twitch. I'm sorry. Anyway, so in regards to Cena being the host here, this is desperation. I mean, Cena thought in his head, no one's going to care. No one's going to know that I exist. And then it's like, Triple H hits him up on the phone and says, can you host? He's like, damn, they actually still need me. How sad. I think that's what he's saying. That's what he's saying in the back of his head. But again, this shows that TKO are desperate to make money. They're so desperate. Like, you talk about, someone profusely sweating. Like, Triple H is melting at this point. He is slowly melting. He's like, I'm melting.
There's a nice guy. So now, before we go to the next topic here, because you mentioned it, John, I'm actually glad you did, because I didn't mention this last night. Here's a breaking news that was supposed to happen during Cena's retirement tour. And according to Russo, he had somebody talking to him that was from the WWE higher up, admitting to Russo that Kurt Angle made a phone call wanting to get involved with the Cena retirement tour, pitching in ideas for it, and he was turned down.
Damn.
Why?
Because Baron Corbin already retired him, so I don't know. I guess would he unretire to fight Cena?
I mean, it'd be a lot better what we got.
Star now. I mean, Baron Corbin's a world champion. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Yeah. Try again. Not like Corbin, I do, but in my opinion, he was the wrong guy. But that's a different debate for another show. So now we go. Speaking of desperation, news regarding WWE's decision to book Seth Rollins versus Gunther at WrestleMania 42.
Gunther.
So as seen during the March 30th edition of Monday Night Raw at
Yay.
Madison Square Garden, Seth Rollins versus Gunther was officially confirmed for WrestleMania 42.
Yay.
Yep. Despite rumors of Braun Breaker being in the building, Rollins versus Breaker and Gunther versus Rey Mysterio were reportedly planned for WrestleMania until Rey and Breaker suffered injuries. The Goblin, Dave Meltzer, noted the following regarding the situation, and I quote the Goblin. During last night's show, we said we'd check on whether Gunther versus Seth came about because Breaker wasn't cleared at the time. Actually, no, that was the updated plan regardless. A fan then asked Dave, so since Braun was injured, was Gunther and Seth always the plan B? Dave responded, no, there were multiple other ideas since that specific injury. End quote. Okay, what I get out of this, because they had one encounter. Gunther attacks Seth behind, all of a sudden, that's the match. They have 14 days counting today to now build for the storyline. What can they do to make this interesting? This shows they're in throwing shit at the wall and see what sticks situation, because they're out of time.
Yep.
Yeah, they are.
And it's just sad to see, like, no one's going to care about Seth and Gunther due to the fact there's nothing there. What can they do to make it interesting? So let's still, Dissect, you take us off on this one.
The only thing logically that I talked about this last night on Paladin stream, the only thing logical that makes sense is having Gunther sort of become the leader figure of the Vision, because we've kind of all talked about this before. The Vision lost vision whenever Seth was no longer in the group. And there was a lot of people that were arguing Seth was bringing the group down. But then we saw when Seth was gone, the group was already down and it had nothing going for it. So I think Gunther would be kind of a fresh face to bring in as a Paul Heyman guy to lead the Vision, to potentially take over and start a brand new faction similar to Imperium and give it some fresh blood a little bit. Hopefully we can't hold our hopes that high though, because the sound of that might not be appealing to everybody. However, I do think that, Brendan, you mentioned this last night, they're probably bringing Seth out a little bit too soon, which is extremely dangerous, but they're only doing it again out of desperation because there's nobody for Gunther to go up against if Seth Rollins is not the guy. They need to jobber out Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, give Gunther that push. And I think what this is ultimately leading up to is a match at SummerSlam between Brock and Gunther, where Paul Heyman turns on Brock in favor of Gunther. And there's really no scenario here that makes this match look good in hindsight or otherwise. It's the best of a bad situation, and even so, it's not very good. So that's what I think.
Okay, and before I go to the next person, and thanks for reminding me, Dyson, that I said that comment. It's after I heard the match was announced. Out of everyone here, Jerry was the only one that watched Elimination Chamber back in February. We didn't. And he brought it to our attention that when Seth Rollins got involved in the Chamber, he did one move and he was hurried out. And Jerry had an interest in conspiracy theory. Did they do that because he's not fully cleared to get physical? And that's why he was cleared to do one move, then get out. So I thought of that, and I'm thinking, okay, that was a month ago at this point. Yeah, a month ago still. God forbid, are they to the point they're so desperate they're rushing Seth's recovery, and he may not be fully healed? I hope that's not the case, but I have a feeling just how rushed this is. Are they rushing his recovery? I hope that's not the case. Just to elaborate more on what Dizek says. I did say that last night, so thank you, Dizek, for reminding me about that.
For sure.
So let's take this to John next here.
Yeah, it's pretty uninteresting to me. Kind of echoing a lot of your guys' thoughts. I mean, every time I see a promo with Gunther or like a match with him, I'm sort of like glazing over. Yeah, we watched. What was it? Whenever he was retiring, fucking God, I'm completely blanking on the fucking name.
It was Royal Rumble.
Isaac, your
AJ
favorite.
Styles.
Yeah, AJ Styles. Yes, and so it's like, and it was just like we're all just kind of groaning as we're watching the end of it. It's like it's kind of like boring moves, boring. I don't know. And yeah, hopefully they're not rushing anybody back from injury for that, because it's like Not that you should ever do it, but at least if you're going to be risky, do it for something worth it. It's just like, yeah, not much else to say, I think.
That's fair. Tommy, let's go to you, my friend.
So I think Seth Rollins kicks ass. Like, he's one of those guys we're gonna miss when he's done, along with Roman Reigns and like a lot of the modern talent. I think they are amazing, but unfortunately, there's no build-up for Gunther versus Seth Rollins. And I think, despite Seth Rollins being flamboyant at times and his style, being questionable, wearing women's clothing or whatnot, he's kind of the modern day Shawn Michaels. Like, you're going to get a banger match when Seth Rollins is involved. And, I think that, if Seth Rollins wins, he kicks Gunther's ass, I'll be into it. But yeah, I don't want to see Gunther beat someone else up, especially Rollins. He's not a retiring, aging wrestler. He's not a battered veteran at the end of his career. I mean, well, he gets injured. He's a little injury prone, but he's not a battered veteran. So I hope they don't completely bury Seth, is all I can say.
Okay. See, Chris, let's go to you.
Yeah, in terms of like the plans, it's all messed up though. Like, what was the plan though? Like, anyway.
It was okay. So originally, it was going to be Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins. Then it was going to be Gunther versus Rey Mysterio. Then, as you know, Braun got hurt. He got the hernia, and Rey Mysterio got a rib injury.
I see. Yeah, it's a big mistake that they're doing, like rushing Seth Rollins though. They think that they should have him just recover first though before going in.
And I'm hoping that's not the case. I really am. Paladin, take away, my friend.
Yes. Yes, Tommy, must you turn this place into a house of lies? Anyway, that's just on Tommy's take.
Whoa, you disagree with me about Seth Rollins? You don't like Rollins?
Anyway, in terms of his recovery, it's way too fast. I mean,
yeah,
like back in the day, they took the time they needed to recover. Like back during the whole, Austin getting hit by a car angle, he took the time that he needed to get the surgery, to rest, to know when the time was right to get the all clear. Today's wrestlers don't do that. They rush too fast.
Bitch, Stone Cold. Seth Rollins.
Wow. So Tommy's taking the Beardo approach of like, go out there, even if you have to cut off your ankle.
Yeah, man. What up?
Yeah, I'm with Paladin.
All joking aside, they are made of flesh and blood. They do get hurt. They do have to recover. They're not superheroes. It's not like they can automatically heal themselves. It's a case of they have to, sit in bed, rest, slowly do rehab, get some, really strong exercises in, and then they're set to go. And yes, this is a very desperate ploy for them to just push Rollins out of his recovery and jumping him into the ring with Gunther. I mean, this spells disaster because he could suffer a worse injury. It could get worse. And again, I've mentioned this 1,000 times. I hate saying it every time. I keep thinking to myself, Seth, don't do an Owen Hart, please. That's what I'm thinking in my head. I just feel it. I've said this numerous times.
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys are all assuming Seth's not ready. Like, as an athlete, if he thinks he's ready, he's ready. Like, he knows his body, and so what if they're rushing him out there? And I'm not even being like, facetious or whatever. Like, I think if Rollins is ready, he's ready, man.
I'm sure he's got his doctors.
Maybe I'm optimistic, I just don't want to be so pessimistic because I think Rollins still has a lot to give.
It is a hypothetical, to be fair. I mean, it's like,
we won't know till WrestleMania, and if the match goes longer than 10 minutes, then he's fine.
Yeah, if it's like short, then it was like, no, he's not fully clear. We can't take that gamble. then Dias said it best. Like, I'm not saying he's fully hurt, but it's just an idea, just thinking about it, and also it just criticizing the storyline. Like, no one's going to care. There's just nothing they can do in 2-week time to make it mean anything. It's just out of, we got nothing for him. We might as well put them together.
Yeah.
Kind of
Best
situation.
case scenario, they make a spot fest out of it, and at least they'll be entertaining for 20 minutes.
Hey, sometimes it's the guy too. It's like, Tom, you probably know the story of the Michael Jordan has his injured foot. They're like, if it breaks again, you could be out for your career. And the team owner, team coach, and everything is like, don't play. We want to sit you out. And he's just like, no, I'm going to play. And there's just like, all right, we got to compromise. You play for 7 minutes. And he's like, but Michael, if I gave you a bottle and it had 10 pills and one of them would kill you, but the other ones are going to cure your headache, would you take a pill? And he's like, depends on how bad the fucking headache is.
Right.
It's like, so sometimes it's the athlete pushing against the medical, you never know.
That's
That's
true.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah,
Your own body.
but like, Seth could be his own worst enemy. Like, I mean,
That's possible too.
Yeah, he married Becky, so
Yeah. That's true. And he's got to bang that every night. Or allegedly bang that night. Jerry, let's go to you. You're last on this one.
Okay, let's see. Here's the interesting situation on this. We got 2 weeks till WrestleMania. We already seen what Gunther did first. I say this time around, Seth gets over on Gunther, and then the last time they meet, let them both get a couple of shots in and have Adam Pearce come in with his goon squad and separate them.
Make it a storyline, that doesn't.
Yeah, and then that way you got a pretty neat, old-fashioned build-up storyline. And then we'll see how the WrestleMania match goes.
That's true. And another way they can do, if they want to get heat to this, have Gunther put Becky in a sleeper hold to draw out Seth Rollins.
He does that every
I'd
night,
love to
but
see that.
that's just nah.
Oh, come on now. I'm not that bad a lady.
Now, all right, we're going to go to Maven. Maven says on his recent YouTube show there that WWE is in trouble and explains why he thinks the company is on the wrong track. So he, on his recent show on his YouTube channel, Maven commented on the state of WWE in 2026. And from what I'm about to read, I'm just going to say, then I'm just going to skip me when I'm done reading this quote. He's spot on. He is spot on here. So here we go. And I quote Maven. The current talent is wrestling as much in a month. The current talent is wrestling as much in a month now as we would wrestle in 1 week. Sometimes even less. Younger me would have loved that schedule. But I also recognize now, with a little bit of age and a tiny bit of wisdom attached to me, that you only get better by doing something repeatedly over and over. You flat out don't get better as a wrestler by not wrestling. And by limiting house shows, it's not making the guys in the ring work any better. Every match looks like a dance. It looks structured. It doesn't feel free-flowing, listening to the crowd, reacting, giving what your opponent gives you. It looks like everything is laid out and diagrammed like routes on a map. To me, that hurts the product, especially for casual fans. You cannot bring in casual fans if everything looks choreographed. As Al Snow always said, this is supposed to be a fight. When it doesn't look like one, it takes people out of it. I'm also concerned about the long-term health of WWE because of how expensive everything has become. Not just tickets, though those are high, but everything. Streaming costs money. Watching on Netflix costs money. ESPN Plus costs money. Merchandise costs money. There's something to be said for affordable family entertainment. Parents shouldn't have to spend a fortune just to follow wrestling. If fans feel priced out, they'll go elsewhere, especially when there's no shortage of entertainment options today. I recently watched an entire episode of Monday Night Raw, and the biggest issue was not the wrestling. It was the number of ads. It felt like there was a commercial every few minutes. Just as you get invested, you'll be pulled out again. If there's no flow, fans will stop investing their time, and they don't invest their time, they will invest their money. That's what really hurts. End quote. I already gave my take. I agree with him. Dyson, I want you to start us off.
Wait. I want us to react to the Maven video here. I got it. Basically what you just quoted, but let's hear it from the horse's mouth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like a dance. It looks structured. It doesn't look like a free-flowing, just listening to the crowd, reacting from your audience, giving what your opponent gives you. It looks like every move is laid out and diagrammed like routes on a map, like roads on a highway. And to me, that hurts your overall product with your casual fan. You cannot bring in casual fans if everything looks like a dance. If it breaks Al Snow's #1 rule of professional wrestling, this is supposed to be a fight. When you can tell it's not a fight, when you can tell it's a dance, it just doesn't look like it's supposed to look.
Spot on. Like, I want someone to tell me, whoever watches this when it's posted, tell me what's wrong about his comments. Like, he's not wrong. Like, he's not. And Dyson, take us off.
Yeah, there's an art form to pro wrestling, and we sort of discussed it last night, and I'll sort of try and reiterate it best I can. You can take away the crazy personalities, the gimmicks, and all the crazy bullshit, and you can have two people in the ring with nothing going on, just bland wrestlers, and you can tell a really good story just with them based on how they react to the crowd, the types of moves that they do. You can tell who's babyface and who's heel based on the attitudes of the people in the ring, how they respond to the referee. It's ring psychology. It's basic stuff. And I mentioned it last night. People are more, or the wrestlers rather, are more into being like spot monkeys than they are, understanding the psychology of being in the ring. And it's sort of a lost art a little bit. I see it here and there. I'm not going to be completely pessimistic about it because I do see it on your regular television every once in a while, but it's so bland and boring. I think it's sort of, people are desensitized to it and they take it for granted a little bit. And not to mention the booking doesn't help because the outside factors of that story don't help what's the factors of the story in the ring, basically, if that makes sense. And as for Maven's comments on things being too expensive, we just talked about Cody Rhodes having a $9,000 bus ride. I mean, Jesus Christ, like no shit is expensive. And I've been saying this for a couple of years now that, the Netflix deal was not going to work because, streaming services are not profitable. And now WWE's like, well, we got to whore you out for 3 different streaming services, so investing in WWE is becoming a struggle for basically anybody who's not, making, 6 digits a year. So.
All right, let's see. Jerry, let's go to you.
Well, Maven is spot on. I mean, as long as I've watched WWE, and I at times preferred it better when it was WWF. I mean, I can't really add on more than what I said last night. I mean,
Tommy? Oh, sorry, go ahead, Jerry.
No, seriously. I mean, I just, I've seen the product. I mean, okay, case in point, the Survivor Series. Io Sky has to do the trash can skit again. One time was all right, 2 years ago. Now she did it this last year. WTF.
And they look stupid. They all just stand there. Okay, guys, get together. Okay, all right.
Yeah. Yeah, and
That's
it's
so
just
fucking fake.
Yeah. Case in point.
Man, not really much to add to that. Tommy, let's go to you.
Yeah, I know we talked about this last night. Maven, he's got the following. He at least tried to master the fundamentals. You know, he never became a ring master like Undertaker. So
True.
you know, some people don't take Maven seriously, but I think he has a great point. And yeah, things are way too expensive now. I don't hate the wrestlers personally for doing it. I understand why they're doing it. It doesn't make it right. You know, sometimes you got to believe in yourself, and clearly it pays off for them. But there is a point where you can't be delusional. Like I was saying, Cody Rhodes paid his dues. A lot of these guys haven't paid their dues, and when it comes to making a fight look real, and it's all this shit choreographed, like there are a lot of guys who, you know, they're fast, they can jump high, they're agile, they have stamina, but you know they aren't, you know, calling energy from the crowd. They're not doing the little things that we talked about with the ring IQ. And they don't deserve to be making all that money. Like we were talking about, does guaranteed money hurt the business? And I think it does in some ways, because a lot of the young talent, they're already like, you know, set, you know, they're already making tons of money, and they're not as hungry to be like best performer.
That's true. So John, let's go to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's I can see how, like, for one, he talks about the practice that you need of having so many shows, but I also think it builds like a camaraderie and a chemistry. Just, you know, doing more shows in a week, more shows in a month, you're going to have, you know, sort of that trust where you can do more of that in-ring improvisation, where you can read each other good. It's sort of like, you know, two athletes that play with each other for 10 years. They're reading each other's minds almost, you know, and you get that a lot with wrestling. You know, I was watching something with Undertaker and Mick Foley looking at their, you know, Hell in a Cell thing. And he's like, oh, this is where I tried to lift you up and you shut that shit down because we weren't going to do a suplex on top of there. And it's like, it's this little half-second thing. It's like, you don't get that sort of chemistry if you're doing it a couple times a month. You know, it's like, oh, you know, I don't know this guy. I don't know how good he is. And also, like, yeah, like the other part of the in-ring entertainment, part of it's stunts, kind of. But the other one, yeah, is crowd work. Are you ever going to get a WrestleMania 18 moment again where, you know, they react to the crowd and they change Rock versus Hogan, of course. I mean, where it's like, you know, that you're reacting to the crowd and you're changing shit on the fly. Probably not if you're just so choreographed and so set in your ways. Or maybe it's like, you know, oh, I have it in my contract. I'm only supposed to do this, so I'm not going to do anything else. It's just like, oh, yeah, but like you have a little love for the game, man. Like go a little extra when you feel it, when you feel the moment.
100%.
Absolutely, and that's what's missing for sure. Paladin, let's go to you. Well, Maven's comments.
Well, Maven is 100% correct. Even I was reading it out. I was just like, where's the lie?
Mm-hmm.
No lies detected. Because at least he's telling it like it is. I mean, thank goodness for him, because there's a lot of wrestlers out there. A lot of them don't bullshit. There's the good ones that don't bullshit and they call it out. They essentially say, look, the wrestling business is in shambles. WWE's in shambles, and AEW doesn't know what to do, so on and so forth.
Yeah,
it's a crazy house. Like it's literally like a circus in WWE. No one knows who's doing who. Like, where's the ringmaster? Where is the person in charge? You know,
Stone Cold's old character, the ringmaster,
and the second jumping card. Yeah, there's no like leader back there. We talked about this before. There's no one back there to give him direction and tell him what's right, what's wrong. And that's hugely like missing big time, causing issues. Now, speaking of issues, the next one here, and we can't ignore it is WrestleMania is 2 weeks from now.
I think you forgot. I think you forgot about me though.
Oh, sorry, Chris. Can you go ahead?
Yeah. I have like with the issues on that though. Like nobody's giving them directions though, and it's obvious because like the bookers though they're not giving people like directions. They're just telling them just go have a match and that's all though. But they're not teaching them anything like how to do stuff, how to cut promos and stuff though. It's just terrible.
It's unfortunate, it really is. Now, listen, WrestleMania's 2 weeks, gentlemen. This is scary and sad at the same time. Concerns grow over missing storylines in WrestleMania built. So on the Thursday, March 27th edition of the Coach and Bro Show, both John the Coachman and Vince Russo tore into WWE's creative direction and questioned whether enough real storylines are in place heading into the company's biggest show of the year. Concerns about WrestleMania's build took center stage on the Coach and Bro Show, where they tore into the creative direction and questioned whether enough storylines are in place heading into the company's biggest show of the year. The discussion focused heavily on what they see as a lack of meaningful stories leading to WrestleMania. So Coach had this to say, and I quote, "They're going to throw matches out there to fill that number that have no storylines or no juice whatsoever." Then Russo doubled down, arguing that weekly television leading to WrestleMania has been built around the same repeated segments instead of layered storytelling. He claimed the formula has become predictable, relying mostly on confrontations rather than developing long-term narratives. So Vince had this to say: "That's filler. 7 matches. Triple H is saying 7 matches are filler. If we don't have those matches by this point in time, then that is filler. I'm watching highlights of both of these shows. There are 2 things that they're doing, either a brawl or a face-to-face promo. That's it. That's the road to WrestleMania. There's not one single story. It's either a brawl or we're going to have a face-to-face promo. That is it. And now you're going to have 7 matches that are going to be nothing but filler." End quote. The criticism centered on the belief that WrestleMania storylines should already feel established at this stage. Instead, Russo argued that the lack of defined narratives could lead to matches that feel thrown together rather than built through compelling storyline. With WrestleMania drawing closer, WWE still has time to strengthen its biggest angles. The comments like these reflect growing frustration among critics who believe the road to WrestleMania should feel driven by stories, not repetition. Chris, you start us off on this, about what Vince and Coach Tom talked about. Oh, is Chris here?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you try to reiterate, though, the topic?
Okay, let me rewind here to the topic. Concern grow over missing storylines in WWE WrestleMania built.
Yeah, there's no real storylines going on to this year's WrestleMania. It feels like it's just slapped together at the last minute, though. There's just nothing.
The only one I feel like there's somewhat of a story there because there's history, and in my opinion, they were right there on the right path to set it up, and that's Punk and Roman.
Yeah,
they were right there, and I feel like they kind of are starting to drop the ball a little bit.
Yeah, and I think I mentioned this last night in Paladin's podcast that they had something built to it though, but it ended up turning into nothing though. And part of the reason is because of Punk though. Like in the end though, like Punk had told Roman though, like you shouldn't say this and that though, but it's because just to cover his ass though. It's just that Punk's just an asshole though, like for that.
Yeah. And to elaborate more what Chris is saying, so everyone knows Punk did the dead dad comment to Roman a couple weeks ago, or a few weeks ago, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
There are reports that came online saying Punk shot everything down. He told Roman and others, "I don't want my dog to be mentioned. I don't want my UFC career to be mentioned. I don't want my film career mentioned." And at that point, you kind of strict Roman to the point like, well, what can I talk about?
For real?
Yeah.
What a pussy.
Yeah, like there are reports. Like I'm not saying it's true, but knowing Punk's, Phil Brooks, the person, it could be. Just to elaborate on what Chris is saying here. So, Noah Dizek, let's go to you second about this.
I agree with Russo on this. Like, yeah, it is getting repetitive. And it's not just main stories like, Rhodes and Randy. Like, it's everything. You look at all the matches, it's all repetitive nonsense. And every chance I feel like they have to turn things around, it's usually a weird decision. Okay, one match last night on SmackDown that's been building was Trick versus Sammy. And I think that's a solid build for the most part, but there's confusing side quests that are going into it, and it doesn't feel natural. It does feel slapped together. And I think a part of that is because I think it's my personal conspiracy theory. Triple H is trying to address fan backlash while at the same time shooting down the fans and shitting on them, because more people want to see Trick Williams versus Carmelo Hayes. And that's a better story to tell. There's history there. But he's like, nah, we're going to have the story of Sami Zayn going heel against and inevitably winning Trick Williams at WrestleMania, which I don't get why you would do that. I don't know why you need to force that. Just go with the natural Melo versus Williams match. But the alternative is we're going to have Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu either talk shit about each other and then brawl for weeks on end, or we're going to have Randy talk about the voices for weeks on end and Cody be like, I got voices too. And then it just feels like repetitive. It feels repetitive because he's right. It's brawls and faces to face, and you have so much to work with. It's not that there's no stars in WWE. I think there's enough people on the roster that are talented enough to be big stars, but you have to build them. You have to give them time to breathe, because everybody there is talented and they're there for a reason. It's why WWE is the number one company in professional wrestling. And I just think it's more on the booking and it's more on how they're being implemented versus who they actually are as a star, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's why we're stuck with like a jobber WrestleMania.
Jobbermania, my friend. Jobbermania running wild. Jerry, let's go to you.
Well, picking up where Isaac left off with Sami Zayn, I think it's going to happen. He's going to lose that U.S. title at WrestleMania, and it's going to build up a push to go for the world title at SummerSlam. Either he's going to be heel and take on Cody, or he's going to stay kayfabe baby and go after Randy Orton. That's my opinion. But yeah, the storylines here lately, I know some of it's due to people being injured. I get that. But, like with Roman and Punk, it started out good. Now it's getting to be a little too insulting. We get it. You don't like each other. Save it for the ring.
Yeah.
And now I admit, I seen where Punk did kind of a bad power bomb on Roman. He landed funny.
Oh, shit. Hopefully Roman's not hurt.
That was something. I mean, he put him through the announce table, and I seen Roman do a double head bounce. And I was like, ooh.
Hey, hopefully he's not hurt. He's got concussion like that.
And then Punk just laughed it off. And I'm thinking, if the power bomb's done right, this is a good storyline, but you could see it. As hell, he's having a hell of a time just getting Roman up and holding him up to drop him. I mean,
you guys want to react? We can react to
the drop.
Yeah, go ahead, Isaac.
I was gonna say they need to bring back Punk from 2013, where he pulled out the urn against the Undertaker. Like, have him take the Ula Fala or the Ufa Waffle or whatever it's called, and take it from
Waffle
Roman
House.
Reigns. There's so much more they can do with that.
The Oozy Juicy Waffle, Oose's Waffle House.
So Tommy, you said you have to clip.
Tommy Fatu. Yeah, sorry, I got carried away.
He needs to bring. He said not to talk about did somebody have a dog that he said not to talk about?
Phil Brooks, Mr. CM,
and then Oscar ate Larry.
Just make it no holds bar. Just be like, you told me not to talk about this. You told me not to talk about that. Well, guess what this urn is? It's not the Undertaker's. It's your dog's. And he throws it down and they go full beating the shit out of each other after that.
Oh, that's better than what we got. Yeah, okay,
That's
now we
called a
gotta
heel
watch.
turn.
Now we gotta watch Roman's head here. Now I think that's it right there. The third
Was it
thumbnail.
4 days ago or 11 days ago?
With what day is it today? So let me do the math here. I'm having to start. What day? Yeah, see,
I think it's 4 days.
Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. Yeah, so 4
Okay,
days.
so this is the most recent one.
Watch here.
Yeah, Jerry. Watch how a badass does business.
All right, let's see.
Let's see here.
Because Roman's a lot bigger than Punk.
And first try, second try. Ooh, you see what I mean?
Yeah, you can see his head.
His own head.
Yeah, you can see his head
You
clip
see what I mean?
that part of the table.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Phil's such an asshole.
Yeah, you can see his head. He clips the second part of the table there. Watch his head. It clips it. Right there. It clips the edge of it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he hit it. Yeah, he hit it twice. It's like bang, bang. And it's like,
Yeah, 1, 2. Yeah,
and
so
you
with
can,
slow
you can
motion.
see you can see Punk struggling.
Oh,
Right
god.
there. Yeah, it hits
Ooh,
the floor
yeah, you
too.
see what I mean?
Yeah, watch 1, 2.
Yeah, 'cause literally he almost threw him off the table. I mean, it's either that or the table didn't collapse like it's supposed to. I mean, that could be a factor.
Or did Punk, he threw him too far forward instead of just straight down? Because if
Yeah.
you look, he kind of goes forward too far. Yeah, see, he does with fucking, I forgot what wrestlers do it back in the day. He did a launching power bomb. He didn't do like a jackknife power bomb where he dropped him. He
Yeah.
did a launching one.
Oh, a little
Yeah,
up
yeah.
and then down.
Yeah.
Rather
Yeah,
than
like-
just
Yeah,
straight
it's like-
down.
They kind of
Yeah.
stretch out. Yeah.
Yeah, because he pushes him out basically. Well, no, if you're gonna do a power bomb like a Nash or a Sid, lift him up and
Yeah.
just drop him
I mean,
down.
you can see if you watch, you can see Punk struggling. Because
Right there,
look how Roman's holding the back of his head.
Yep.
I mean, holding the back of Punk's head, trying to keep balance.
Yeah, he kind of threw him instead of dropping him.
Yeah.
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 And I was thinking to
It's
myself,
like,
dick move, Banner.
No, it
Yeah.
didn't.
See.
Yeah,
See,
I'm pretty sure.
hopefully-
I'm pretty
Crunch.
sure that. I'm pretty sure that Roman's probably really upset at Punk for that. No.
I'm upset too. It's like, fuck,
Yeah,
you're
well,
supposed
they-
to drop me, not launch me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
You
too.
want this,
Yeah, it's,
you want this fucking main event or not? I mean, come on.
the guy could barely breathe. He was gasping for air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said,
dude,
I watched
you have to
that
work in-
live.
You've got like, you've got like 2 weeks to work in your cardio. It's not that hard.
Like, why not doing it? Either you need to change your
I
diet
mean,
or you
I
gotta do
know,
something.
I know JT isn't with us, right? But JT
Mhm.
Prime does like walks or runs 3 times a week, right? He could go in the ring with Roman Reigns. He's got great cardio. He could
Hey,
go in
I'm
the ring with
sure-
Roman Reigns. And,
I'm sure CM Punk
You know-
probably runs back and forth to McDonald's.
Or to his drug dealer to get math, you know? All that good
Ring
stuff.
cardio
Goes
is
the door to
different
get his
from-
DoorDash, comes back up the stairs.
And that's it. But as of now, it's Saturday, April 4th. Hopefully, in the next 2 days, we don't get any word. Hey, guess what? Roman's got a concussion. So hopefully, we don't hear anything like that. And he was okay.
Yeah.
'Cause-
And then what
Never
will
heard
happen then? Something will happen to Gunther, and then Seth Rollins will take on CM Punk. Yay!
Oh, Jesus.
Wait, what was I screen sharing? Whoops.
Yes,
Yeah, you-
Tommy.
yeah, you were.
I think you made,
Yeah, you were.
Tommy,
you made
I
Palace
actually
happy.
found they
Yeah.
actually was a story on
yeah, because I got to see my favorites.
there was a story on Inside
Oh,
the NBA
interesting.
where they heard about this whole bus driving situation from Cody Rhodes, and Charles Barkley had a lot to say about it.
Oh
I
man,
just have to say.
Oh, boy.
interesting. This is Charles
No,
Barkley.
hey man, I timestamped the link. Oh, whatever.
But I see you guys always talk about that championship stuff. I try to tell y'all, all these bus riders, they don't mean nothing to me. If you ain't driving the bus, don't walk around talking about you a champion. If you riding the bus, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, Cody, be
Come on,
driving the
Shaq, tell
bus.
him.
Yeah, no, they were
Shout out
talking about
Rosa
Kevin. That's why you had
Parks.
to skip the beginning because I wanted the context to be in the Cody Rhodes story, and they started talking about Kevin Durant going to the Warriors. He's like, "No, you're not a bus driver. You're a bus rider." I was just like, he's like talking about being a champion and being on the bus ride. I'm just like, yeah,
Shout
Cody,
out Rosa Parks.
you gotta drive.
They don't
that
mean
bus,
nothing
Cody.
to me. All these bus riders.
Right? Now here's more not so good for WWE. WWE slashes WrestleMania 42 ticket prices again as sales trail last year's pace.
Interesting.
WWE is making another push to fill Allegiant Stadium for WrestleMania 42. I wonder why. And a fresh update reveals the company has rolled out new ticket discounts as sales continue to lag behind last year's numbers. According to Meltzer Magoo, WWE recently introduced a new round of discounted tickets offering 25% off for both nights of WrestleMania 42. The promotion is reportedly part of an ongoing effort to boost attendance and ensure the stadium reaches capacity for the company's biggest annual event. Meltzer Magoo explained that the discount push extended beyond WrestleMania itself, with several WrestleMania week events also seeing price reductions in an effort to drive overall attendance across the weekend. So Meltzer had this to say. WWE did another sale, this time 25% off sale for both nights of WrestleMania this past week in another attempt to boost sales and make sure that place is full, which it will be by the end. It was not only WrestleMania, but the Hall of Fame, Raw, and SmackDown are all getting a 25% off sale coming a week after the 31.6% sale for all the shows. The 25% off also included the other WWE events they're putting on that week. They include SmackDown, which is at 5,810 tickets, which has to be a major disappointment, while Raw is at a 7,305 tickets at the T-Mobile Arena, while the Hall of Fame, in a smaller setting, only has sold 2,183 tickets. Right now, after the latest sale, WrestleMania in Las Vegas at the Allegiant Stadium has 39,866 for night one and 41,330 for night two. They are 13.3% behind last year, which is closer than the 18% behind they were doing the two major sales. In the end, they'll have 50,000 or more, and we'll announce a number that's about the same, if not slightly bigger than last year. End quote. So do you think WWE's tickets discounts will be enough to sell out WrestleMania 42, or is the damage done already? And John, let's start with you.
Well, we always tell, this is the result of, and this is the first signs, I guess I would say, of, the consequences for your actions. Talk about things they do wrong, things they do wrong. Well, the end result is you can't overprice something if people don't feel that it's worth it. And you're starting to see the signs of that. It's like whenever you got to start discounting shit, that means that, hey, we're returning to median or means, that's kind of how I view it. It's not even really a bad thing because it's like, well, yeah, you should have to make the good product and then you get rewarded with higher prices. You don't just continually increase prices. Anybody who's ever tried to cancel a subscription and all of a sudden they offer 50% off, you know how this feels. So yeah, that's I view it as kind of a good thing. It's if you don't like the product, you should actually be happy that this is happening because it means that they're feeling it in their wallet, which is the only way for customers to speak.
Absolutely. Well said. Chris, let's go to you, my friend. Oh, Chris here.
Chris.
All right, we'll come back. All right, we'll come back to him. Tommy, let's go to you.
Yeah, so ticket prices slashed again. It's unfortunate for WWE and TKO, but you make the bed you sleep in. What's that saying?
You made your bed in it. Now you made your bed
in
it. Yeah.
They made their bed. They shit the bed, and now you got to sleep in it.
That's not the saying.
But it's not wrong.
Well,
It's
you
not
know what
wrong.
I'm saying.
Right?
Suck. Good riddance, Triple H. I hope this gets you demoted.
Oh, don't we all, my friend? Don't we all? Guys, let's go to you, my friend.
They actually addressed this on last night's SmackDown with Pat McAfee. He actually came out and was like, ticket sales aren't doing so hot, and Randy Orton is champion, like trying to make it, or Randy Orton's here. They're trying to, like, with Pat McAfee, try and have him be the podcaster voice that, like, you guys got to see that segment to know what I'm talking about, because
I can find it. I can find it.
We were man, I gotta tell you, I thought we'd be talking about it today, but I felt like it was a personal attack against us, just like regular people that are fans on a podcast. And I know that we talked about the tickets last night, and addressing it on live TV either shows that, well, for one, it shows that they know, that they're very aware and they're very insecure about it. And I don't remember what I said last night, but I think it was to the same degree of get fucked. But to hear it on SmackDown, on live television during a program with Randy and Cody was kind of jarring. I just want to see, how y'all feel about it, if Tommy will find it.
Yeah, I got you right here, brother.
Okay, so this was last night, and as we were doing Paladin's show, this was actually happening. We briefly mentioned it, but we didn't hear the promo.
Exactly. And I think the only reason I brought it up is because of the ticket sales. That's the only reason I would even bring it up.
Okay, I see the kick in the groin. Let's check it out here.
Yeah, it's just like
Kenneth Pat McAfee.
What?
Gee.
Get it because he's a kicker.
The Attitude Era fan, the one who woke up thinking to themselves, what?
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 The ones who walked around and said, you smell! Tickets to WrestleMania are still somehow available when Randy Orton is around.
No pop.
I'll say this. The only negative I have about that, I think Pat McAfee being the phone fielder was the wrong option.
Yes.
It should have been Vince McMahon or The Rock or his dad, someone big. Because now people are wondering what kind of world. Because remember, Randy said the phone. Wrestling has more than one
Brendan,
royal
your mic
family.
is farting for me. I don't know why.
Yeah, your
when
mic
I
is
talk, I'm getting a weird noise as like a background. I don't know. Maybe try like mute unmute real quick.
Okay, is that better?
Nope.
It's still doing it. I wonder if like a cord's loose or something.
Lots of
maybe.
static.
It's wireless. It's wireless. Here, Jerry, go first. I'll come back.
Oh, all right. Somebody's got to do this job around here.
Yeah, someone's got to save the show, man.
It did not sound like his mic was farting. I'm just saying.
No, I thought it was pretty spot on the way they did that. That's classic story writing, something that seems to be forgotten. Now, granted, I do agree that he shouldn't have been the phone guy, but other than that, the only thing would have made it better if he was wearing like a Cody t-shirt. And then kick Cody in the ball. That would have been a little more shocking. And it's like rip the shirt off and then show the RKO t-shirt. Or hell, even better, Randy Orton should have held him up and McAfee should have gave him an RKO. And that would have been even funnier.
Like Mike Tyson ripping off DX for Stone Cold 316 t-shirt.
And that would have had even greater impact. Because then Cody's got to fight two people at WrestleMania. Because I'm pretty sure McAfee will be there in Randy's corner. So
could have also asked him, "What you gonna do, Cody?" Whenever Randy Orton.
Is that better?
Yeah, it's much better.
Okay.
So that's where I said at times WWE is showing a few steps in the right direction. But
Isaac, you're right on his dick right now.
That's what I was saying before.
Well, he's called Deadshot for nothing.
No. Go ahead, Brendan.
That's what I was saying before I had to leave there. And remember, Randy on the phones. Because then Randy on the phone, he said wrestling has more than one royal family. Now the question is, okay, what wrestling family does Pat McAfee come from?
None.
So that's why. So I think that's when I think
Indianapolis Colts, bro.
It doesn't make sense in the reveal. However, I thought the delivery was good. Like I think Pat McAfee delivered it well, but it doesn't make sense. So I think it's both. I just been both. Both of it sucked and it's kind of underwhelming. Well, on the other hand, okay, it's not bad, but let's be honest. Are they going to do anything to build off of it to try to make it work?
Bill.
Yeah, word on the street is this was a TKO decision because they needed a big celebrity in quotation marks to come in and elevate this story, much like they had Travis Scott come in for no reason last year and the Cena storyline with Cody and The Rock. Apparently, they couldn't get The Rock, so they went off the one person they felt like they could rely on, which is Pat McAfee. And as much as I think the delivery was decent, it was a really drawn out and boring segment. The swerve was like just it was one of those subverted your expectations, but you needed it kind of thing that they always, fart sniffers always like to say. And I felt like Pat McAfee doing this podcaster, hey, we're the forgotten WWE fan thing, is the WWE and Triple H addressing the criticism and saying, hey, we hear you. But we also think you're a bunch of heels and we think you're a bunch of dorks. We want you to cheer for Cody, because later on, Cody came out later that night and they were trying to, buff up Cody as the baby face. It's like, no, you're making us out to be the bad guy. You're literally attacking your fans now. That's straight up an attack at the fans. Even if we agree with Pat McAfee, it's them listening to us and saying, this is what you sound like, guys.
It's a good point.
Turn people away. That is.
And the fact that I'm sorry, Brandon. I'm really sorry, man. But the fact that they pointed out the ticket sales, I only brought this up because we were talking about the ticket sales, and the fact that they addressed it shows that they are aware of it and they're trying to course correct. It is desperate, and it's telling. It's telling.
Yeah, and that's probably the first time in a very long time they acknowledged on their own show that something sucks or is an issue on their own show.
Mm-hmm.
Like they've done it before. If you guys remember, in December of '97, when the Attitude Era officially started, Vince McMahon came out and cut that promo, saying the fans are tired of having their intelligence insulted, and that they're going to go to a new direction. That's probably the last time they acknowledged that their creative was shit. Here, this is live. Like, they can't edit it out. So that is interesting. So I wonder, because there's no way that Triple H would do that. Maybe Heyman, because there's ECW Pass. I can see Heyman suggesting it. Maybe Bruce. But I feel like somebody above might have got involved with this. Because now they're trying now to do something to fix this mess.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So Tommy, let's go to you.
Yeah, Randy Orton's like the biggest star they have right now. Pat McAfee saying he could save the business. I don't know if he can completely revive it, but it's a step in the right direction, making Orton the 15-time champion. Will Triple H do it? I don't know. I do understand where Isaac's coming from. Like, it does feel like they're mocking the fan, the fanboys who say these kind of things. And like, it was an entertaining, I guess, promo from McAfee. But like we said, who does he really represent? I guess the Colts or his podcast. I'm not really sure. He is an athlete. He's got some good maneuvers, but Orton's the star here. This is why you have to do it, because ticket sales are down, and Orton's the only step in the right direction. Cody, he's a bit bland, and I don't know what can revive the business, the ticket sales. It's yet to be seen, but Orton's the obvious champion right now, and I do kind of feel bad for Drew McIntyre because it was his title like a month ago.
Yeah, and he got shoved out of the limelight too. Paladin, let's go to you.
All right. So from what I saw, okay, that was entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. Entertaining. I acknowledge entertainment when I see it. But yeah, from Isaac's point of view, I had no idea that they were actually insulting our intelligence through this medium, because they're trying to sort of say, okay, this is what we sound like. It's like, but the thing is, what we're saying is valid.
Mhm.
You know, it's 100% truth. Okay, you can't just go mocking your fans. You never bite the hand that feeds you, because we're the ones who buy the tickets. We're the ones who tell you whether or not you have a good show or not. We're the ones who say, should I buy a ticket to WrestleMania this year? Or should I buy any of their merchandise? Or should I, go to these meet and greets? Are they worth it? Or are they a waste of my time? Okay, this is just they've insulted us for far too long, and they are paying the price. I think from what we're seeing now, they are paying, a huge price for insulting us for so long. And Triple H, you made your bed, you are lying in it, and you have insulted us for far too long, and to quote TWRP, the chickens have come back to roost, and it is looking very, very grim. So, I don't know why they chose McAfee, to be honest. I was just like, I mean, if Orton was saying something about wrestling having more than one royal family, I would have thought, oh, maybe The Rock came back and destroyed him, or, maybe, whoever else they could have chosen. Well, but Pat McAfee, you have to raise the eyebrow a bit.
Yeah, I would say like the delivery wasn't bad, but it's like, huh? It was like, just doesn't make sense. He'd be the one on the phone, unless there's this massive coup, like kayfabe wise, of course. There's this massive coup. They're setting up Cody at WrestleMania, and it's not really Pat on the phone. They're just saying that to fuck with Cody in a lie, and they'll do like a reveal at WrestleMania. So maybe that's a benefit of the doubt we can give them. Hopefully they got an ace up their sleeve. But then again, that's a separate video. We could do a WrestleMania predictions video for sure, and we definitely pick that apart. Now this next one here, this surprised me and Tommy last night. This next one here, WWE producer, and we're talking about this guy's current to this day. TJ Wilson, Bret Hart's nephew, explains why storytelling matters more than high-flying moves in wrestling. So, during the conversation with Dan Marston on his show, TJ Wilson explained that many fans today focus on athletic highlights like flips and moonsaults, but the biggest stars in wrestling history didn't rely on those moves to become legends. Instead, he said the real reason their matches felt important was because fans were emotionally invested in the storyline. Wilson pointed out that some of the wrestling's most iconic names didn't build their careers on high-risk moves and still packed arenas and delivered unforgettable matches. While explaining why simple moves can still feel huge, Wilson brought up several top stars known for connecting with audience without having to rely on aerial offense. He goes to explain that even more legendary names follow the same formula, sticking to strong fundamentals instead of flashing risks. Wilson explained that the biggest reactions often come from storytelling and character work, not complicating moves. And I quote TJ, I don't remember the last time I saw Steve Austin, The Rock, Roman do a moonsault. So like, yeah. I think Triple H, I don't know that he jumped off the top of anything. Bret Hart didn't really. Wrestling's like the circus. Some guys are trapeze specialists. Some guys can entertain you just by juggling 2 balls, 3 red balls, and they can just entertain you by that. And that's wrestling. I will always believe that storytelling beats everything. End quote. Now, do you think modern wrestling relies too much on flashy moves? Or do you agree that storytelling is still the most important part of a great match? Yes and yes. Yet I personally think yes. Modern wrestling, a lot of them, not all. I say maybe a good 75 to 80% rely on the flashy moves to get themselves over in their mind. And yes, I still, just from my old school fandom, and Jerry, you probably agreed on this too. Storytelling is still the most important part of a great match, not how many moonsaults you can do. So the fact that a current WWE producer that is still there right now is publicly saying that means two things. Number one, he has no respect for Triple H and his authority, and if he's speaking out like this. And two, if you got Bret Hart's nephew, who's a producer, this is huge, saying this. If he was a former employee, then former disgruntled employee, being honest, okay. No, he's still there. This is crazy that he said this. So yeah, I agree everything that TJ has said. And with the names he mentioned, I was thinking, okay, we'll do a mini game here. All the names he mentioned, what flashy move did they do? For example, Undertaker, most flashy move he ever did was a suicide dive over the top rope. Bret Hart, suicide dive through the mid rope. The Rock, diving crossbody when he was rocking Maivia. Stone Cold, pre-neck injury, maybe a superplex. Post-neck injury, a double axe handle off the mid rope. Roman, suicide dive over the top rope as well. And that's it. Triple H, maybe he would do something off the top rope. And that's really about it. So I'm glad TJ said that, and I'm just hoping down the line these wrestlers get their head out of their asses and get back to the fundamentals of wrestling. I really do. And Dice, I would go to you because you have some training in your past here. What do you think of TJ's comments here?
Yeah, I agree, and I mentioned it earlier in the show as well as last night. There's fundamentals basically that you can tell a story without all the characterization, without the gimmicks. You don't need spots, you don't need anything flashy to tell a story. You just need two people in the ring, a referee, and a huge crowd, and you can work people over just doing that. And I've dubbed the people that are on the roster now spot monkeys, because that's essentially what they're doing. And it became popular in the indies, but the indies I think have a little bit more freedom because when you look at things like JCW and you look at PWG or wherever, there's a little bit more fun, a little bit more freedom. Not a lot of, I guess you could say for PWG specifically, there wasn't a lot of storylines. It was just athleticism. And when you go to an indie show, chances are there's a bunch of nobodies that you don't know. So you don't have any idea of a storyline. So it's just about who's in the ring and who's telling the story in the ring, right? Versus JCW, which is a weekly show. And so it's a little bit different. But essentially, with TJ saying this, that is kind of crazy, especially since he's still employed at WWE. We know that Vince would not allow this. Vince McMahon, that is, would not allow this kind of talk. And it's pretty clear that, Triple H is relying on shock value and spots and sort of the reaction videos and all that. But they're losing the art of just working the match, basically.
Well said. Well said. Jerry, I want to go to you because you have a lot of experience watching wrestling from back in the day to present. What are your thoughts on TJ Wilson's comments?
Oh, no, they're spot on. Spot on. I mean, there's nothing wrong with putting some spots in to add to the excitement of a match, but storyline dictation wins the day. Case in point, JCW had this big show Thursday. Spotless. I enjoyed it. Very emotional.
And a 5-month build-up, it was well done.
Yeah. And then let's see, case in point, WrestleMania 2 years ago, where Cody finally finished his story. I have to admit, that was impressive. Maybe a little too much interference in the match, but, that happens. But now, yeah, like Dizek said, it's Spot Monkey Fest. And, I mean, case in point, like I said earlier, the Survivor Series. Let's put a trash can on Hero and watch her jump off the rope again. Fun one time, save it for a couple of years, then maybe try it again. But not every year.
It takes away from it. And stupid too. I see. Tommy, let's go to you.
Yeah, so I think, we're talking about lost art and stuff. It's like, you know, when you think of high spots, you think of Edge and Christian, bro. You know, Edge doing a spear off of the ladder. That's what made him famous. But before that, it was a lot of fundamentals. Like the most craziest spot he would do is like somebody whipping him into the turnbuckle. You know what I mean? And it's like those things can still get a good pop and can still make you go, "Oh!" And it's not, you know, there's not a lot of tax on your body that, you know, that physical demand to do these high spots. A lot of the times you could, you know, not take a risk and still get a big reaction. And, you know, because if you watch a lot of Edge and Christian matches, like I'm watching one right now, that's why I mentioned it. Like they're very technical, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, you know, it just comes back to fundamentals. And, yeah, unfortunately, everyone's trying to just be Edge and Christian for that 30-second clip. But in the grand scheme of things, when you're just clickbaiting to get views on the internet, you're not building a universe, and you got to build a universe here. So, yeah.
Well said. Paladin?
Right. Yeah. I mean, TJ Wilson is correct. I mean, it's just one big spot fest. It's just like, that's what I would see if I decided to tune in to Monday Night Raw again, or, you know, SmackDown. I would say spot fest after spot fest after spot fest, and it would get so boring. I would just be like, "Oh, that's it. Go back to video games. I'm going on to Steam, playing Nova Drift instead. Fuck this shit." But if I was watching JCW, and I know it's been 10 years, 10 long years since I watched wrestling. The last pay-per-view I did was SummerSlam 2016. And, you know, when I started hearing about JCW and that Russo was doing it, and, you know, I did feel that excitement. I had a little smile again, and I haven't smiled in 10 years. And, you know, when I was watching, like, clips, I was like, that's good. I can't even remember the last time I saw a story on TV. I was like, this is good. I'm invested in this. Or, oh, look, it's Outbreak. They're pretty cool. Or it's, God, there's Stephen Flo. I like how he walks Pearl Jam. I'm like, yeah, this is cool. Or, you know, I'm like, Too Tough Tony. Jeez, where the hell have you been? You should have been signed to us years ago. You should have joined. But point being, at least with JCW, you have something to look forward to. There's no spots. It's not constant, oh, look at me, I'm going to dive over here. Oh, and then I'm going to dive this way. I might go over here. I'm going to jump into the camera. And
Avengers 750 triple salt.
Yeah. And then you land on your neck, you're like, oh, cheese. But the point being, yes, TJ is speaking the truth, and this is another big thing, guys. The cracks are beginning to form in Triple H's world now. The cracks are beginning, because you've noticed now that people are pushing the envelope. They're saying, yeah, I'm not happy with my direction, or I'm not happy, everyone's not happy, we don't have a direction, we don't even know what we're doing. Like, a lot of people don't even know what they're doing. And like, if TJ Wilson, and he's still hired by the company, and he's saying this is huge. Like, this is almost a foreboding of what is going to happen to Triple H. Now, I said post-WrestleMania is when the guillotine will drop. And I think, now again, my predictions aren't concrete, they could change, that he is going to be gone. This is it. He's got nothing left. Only his pride is blinding him, you know, at this stage. So, yeah, they only have themselves to blame. They listen to the marks. They listen to those idiots, you know, far, far away in the stands. And then you have marks in the ring who never get disciplined, who never get told, fuck you, stop that. You're going to do less of those, do more of this. You know, gone are the days where it was a very compact show. Like, you go to one of your top stars and say, hey, I want you to just go out there. We're going to have a 10-minute main event. Just put as much as you can into it. Or, you go to an up-and-coming talent. Hey, I want you to go out there with one of our enhancement talents, squash them in 3 minutes for me. Or you go to the ladies, hey, how about you guys do this contest? We find out who's the sexiest. I want you to go get some of your hot Instagram pics for me. Go, do it. You miss that kind of pace. You miss that kind of excitement. And you also miss the fact that in old segments, you know, Russo used to fit everybody in. Like if it was a backstage segment, you might see some wrestlers talking, or, you know, you might see them having a coffee, or wrestlers that may have not been on the card. They were just hanging about, you know?
Yeah.
Just doing that. But it's with WWE, it's like, oh, there's another spot. I'm off. Because I'm getting sick and tired. I know this is my fault, but let's just say it's a remote control. I'm getting tired of just going, turning it off. Yeah. It's getting repetitive. It's getting tiring. I think the only company is JCW who could actually keep me focused for the first time, you know? Because at least they're not insulting me. They're not trying to say, oh, God, Paul, you're such a stupid mark. You know, you want to entertain me. Vince Russo is about entertainment. And yeah, I think Vince might be the one to actually retain my attention. I'm just putting it out there.
I'm telling you, we got to watch Lost, man. I'm telling you, you'll like him. Besides the ones you've seen. John, let's go to you.
Yeah, I mean, attacking the fans. We've seen this in, unfortunately, a lot of fields. You know, it's, oh, they're impossible to please. Oh, it's the internet. You know, I think a lot of what's lost is too much information available, where before you could go completely on character, because as far as the public knew, that was literally the person. Now it's, you lose a little something when you're playing the character, and then you go on a podcast the same week, and then it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have a big match at WrestleMania. You know, it's
I kind of, well,
that's good.
Sorry if I'm cutting across. So
no, that's fine. What's up?
Yeah, sorry. I just wanted to bring in that when you look at the creative team, they look all corporate and everything. I just miss the days when, like, Vince would show up to, like, Ed Ferrara or Vince Russo's house in their regular clothes, like we are, and they would do all the booking. Like, I kind of miss that. I mean, like, I would love to have someone who would just turn up in their everyday attire. They would go to their house and start booking the shows from there. Like, keep it away from eyes. Like, you can keep it away from the public. It's not impossible. Like, nothing is impossible. You just have to adapt. You just have to figure out a way. You know?
Absolutely.
I mean, like a scientist will always find a way. Nothing is impossible.
One, like, speaking of adapting, like, and I know, like, okay, well, we can't put the genie back in the bottle. You know, there is social media and everything now. It's like, okay, here's how you play into that. What we were talking about before with, like, rumors of, like, oh, you know, Roman hates him. He won't let Roman talk about this, you know, this or that. It's like, well, if in the creative team you hear those rumors, that's whenever you do, you know, I was half joking, but I still think it would be a hilarious heel moment if he, like, has a vase filled with ashes and he goes, like, you know, you said I couldn't talk about this, couldn't talk about that. Well, I'm gonna crush this. This is your dog. And it's just like the super villainous shit that they have to do to, like, make a heel. You play into internet, you have all that information. You can't completely keep everything secret, but you hear an internet rumor, go, oh, let's put that in there because we're gonna say that it's true as part of the story, and then we're also gonna have him do this to, like, re-emphasize it because he's the heel. Why not? You know, it's
exactly, like... John. And to add to that, how hard is it? Let's say they did it around Chicago. That's Punk's hometown. How hard is it have AJ, who's not in the building, call Punk, who is at the building, and say, Larry's urn is gone.
Oh shit!
Someone broke into the house. The urn is gone. And have Punk not be thrilled, like, and they can. And let's say they have surveillance. They've run the footage, and they see Roman break into the house, and he's got the urn. How hard is that? He broke into the house, stole the urn, brought it to the arena. Hey Phil, you're talking about my dead dad?
Oh,
how hard is that? for heat.
It's
I mean,
money. It's
you could get,
ratings. I mean,
you could even play into like how we were saying, like, oh, he's out of shape or whatever. Like you hear that sort of fan feedback. Have a segment where it's like before the match, you know, he's like, you know, hey man, you feeling good for tonight? Yeah. And he's what do you got back there? It's like a fucking McDonald's bag behind him. He's no, nothing. It's like,
Or
are you a professional or not? What are you doing?
or have Roman like do a fake net where he's at a gym, but he's on a treadmill. You know, and he can say on the treadmill, I'm doing something that you cannot do, and that's have good cardio. Like take shots. But anyway,
acts like his neck hurts.
We'll do that. Like, yeah. We'll definitely do on the WrestleMania video for sure.
What Roman could do to get like more heat is to like he does like he impersonates CM Punk. He does an impression of him where he's like, "Oh, I can't run on the help! Stop your help! I can't.
Yeah, like how hard is that?
That doesn't seem like a thing Roman would do, though. Like the urn thing's a nice callback to when CM Punk had Paul Bearer's urn, but it would actually be more interesting if they did address. Okay, Roman calls him old, and then we actually see over the course of several weeks, Punk is having a hard time with cardio, and then we have to ask the question: can Punk show up at WrestleMania? And he's always like, "I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go," but the doctors are telling him, "No, you can't." And so he's insisting that he can go, but they make a storyline where it's like, well, what if Punk can't do it at WrestleMania and Roman has actually got him beat here? And so they make this anticipation of, holy shit, maybe we're about to see Roman Reigns kill this old man in the middle of the ring, right?
Have the doctors like holding him back, and he's like, "Get out of my way!
Get out of my way! This walking stick won't stop me!"
No, it's like that's better than what we got right now. Like that really is
exactly.
Or what he could do is, you know, Roman could just get a paid actor to act like CM Punk, like he's out of breath, he can't catch him. It's like, look at me, I'm going around circles around you, dog. Look at this. You're too slow. You're too slow. You know.
But the problem is, like, whenever you insult your fans with something, and then the person who's supposed to be like the joke bad guy ends up like being the most reasonable. This actually happens in shows a lot where they'll be like, "Oh, look at this evil villain," and they're just like, "No, what they're saying makes actually total sense. What's up with
Shades
that?"
Are great.
Pat McAfee.
Yeah, it's like Pat McAfee is supposed to be like the comical villain, but then like he's saying all the things that are getting the biggest pop from the crowd. I mean, we saw it; they were fighting and there's nothing, and then he starts doing the fucking Attitude Era stuff, and they're like, "Yeah," he's like, "No,
and
no,
they're
you're not supposed to
reacting.
cheer."
Yeah, they're supposed to boo, and that's what they find. The only time they booed is when, because to my understanding, they're in St. Louis that night, and that's Randy's hometown. That's the only time they got booed is when Pat McAfee said all their sport teams in St. Louis sucked. But besides that, Randy, you know, Randy got chance. They're cheering. Like, I don't know if they're doing this thinking, oh, this will get Randy booed. Guys, the Cody babyface is done. But we'll do that in the future video because that's the WrestleMania video. We could definitely pick that apart for sure. We'll have to do that, Tom, before WrestleMania. We got to do a WrestleMania video. Now, we got 4 left. Then we're done here. Let's go to breaking news that was confirmed yesterday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time. And this makes myself, Paladin, Chris, Jerry, and Tommy fucking happy. Vince Russo confirmed on a YouTube live stream that the Tony Khan interview is on. They spoke to a representative the night prior. They're just working out time and date. I am ecstatic because I thought for the 1 second when Dave Meltzer stepped in and did those homophobic gay slurs accusations at Vince, I thought Tony would pull out the deal. No, Tony's all in. So we're getting it. We're going to finally see them interact. I'm ecstatic. There's a lot of good things that can come from this interview. And hopefully it starts and creates many great things in the future. Jerry, let's go to you about this.
Oh, I'm definitely ecstatic. Because what I'm wondering is once this meeting is done, where does it go next?
Exactly.
Does Tony Khan buy into JCW? You know, or it could be like a Heyman McMahon deal back in the mid 90s of ECW's heyday. Or scarier part, would it turn into JCW becoming an NXT?
I don't think
Or
that
even
because I
like-
think Jay was shut it down.
or even like Ring of Honor. So that's a couple of things to think about. But other than that, I'm excited.
I'm fucking stoked.
Because I mean, if you think about it, you have Tony Khan's money, which is almost endless, and you have one of the most brilliant minds in all of wrestling behind that money, and Vince. It's a win-win.
And to add a third head, like the Juggalo 3-headed monster group that Jay has, who is the third head monster. Finally, Jay's creativity and vision too.
Yeah. I didn't mean to leave him out, but yeah.
The 3-headed monsters, and literally in wrestling.
And
that'd be really cool.
That would definitely, put JCW up there back in ECW's heyday when it was number 2, almost number 1 company at one point in time.
Or number 3, they briefly were in the early 2000s when they were starting to run it full time, because they had King Kong Bundy, they had a lot of big names full time at JCW. Then up until 2023, JCW wasn't full time; it was part time. It's now becoming a full time because of Jay's heart. He can't do full time tours anymore, so ICP touring wise are winding down, and JCW is going to be Violent J's. And he admitted, my number 1 project. This is now what I'm doing. I'm reinvigorating wrestling. I'm going for wrestling.
And that makes perfect sense.
Absolutely. Diasec, I want to go to you. But we're finally going to get Russo, who represents a different brand of wrestling. Tony Khan, who represents another brand of wrestling. Your thoughts on this dream sit down that no one thought would ever happen?
Yeah, I think what's going to happen realistically, what I've said before is that I feel like this is something where Tony Khan's trying to build bridges instead of burning them because of the Paramount and HBO deal or the Warner Brothers deal, and where AEW falls in line with that, and how, because there's going to be a lot of cuts in that merger. I still think that's a factor, but I'm not 100% sure. However, I also would not be surprised if realistically this is more a partnership, much like how AEW and Tony Khan have a partnership with New Japan and CMLL. And I wouldn't say he outright buys JCW like Ring of Honor. Let's kind of hope not. And I do think it's more of a talent exchange because AEW is more open to, being more independent contractors, having wrestlers who are unsigned show up, and a little bit different from WWE in the sense that they'll allow people from the indies to come and work on their show on TV. So I think that's what would happen. I think that's what's more likely going to end up happening is a partnership with JCW and a talent
kind of like a WWE ECW back in the day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, as a Juggalo JCW fan, Russo fan and friend, not complaining about that. I do not see cons, no pun intended, of a partnerships. I see more pros on JCW's side, more money, maybe better venues, maybe more staff, maybe more talent can cross over, and vice versa. Maybe a second show can be added. Maybe Tony can help Vince and Jay get on the streaming deal or on TV. And I have nothing to say bad about a possible partnership, but we'll get to that because I have an interesting conspiracy theory for the show that I brought up last night. Paladin, let's go to you.
Okay, so this was the top story on my podcast when we went live yesterday. This was huge news. This was something I don't think anybody expected to have seen or heard or, they were going to do. I mean, it was a case of, come on, it's got to be a joke tweet. It wasn't a joke.
Oh.
We now have 2 completely different minds about to collide, about to have a big interview. And, I do like the idea that it could be a WWE ECW kind of deal, that maybe they'll do a little talent exchange, or AEW could help them get better venues, maybe better sort of lighting, or I don't know if they had a nice little Titantron or something. That'd be pretty cool. But also what I could see from this is that you could definitely see the wrestling world now changing. there is an earthquake that is occurring, and that earthquake has begun with Khan and Vince Russo now about to meet in the same place at the same time. I also think that maybe Tony could have been listening to Vince. He could have been on the phone to him and said, "Hey Vince, how can I make a better show, or how can I get better ratings?" It's like, maybe you should do this on TV. And you saw that whole Darby Allin car incident, that car segment, sorry, and that was very sports entertainment like. That's something I don't really see too often from Tony. And you wonder, where did he pick it up? I'm thinking this is Vince Russo stuff, because I know Vince Russo stuff. Because I ain't no dummy. I mean, I would know a Vince Russo job if I saw it. And I definitely think he reached out to him. I definitely think he decided to. And also on top of that, you know, since he did say he was a fan of Vince Russo, that's a big plus. Like, he really wants to sit down and talk to him. The possibilities, the endless possibilities of what I think is going to happen are in my head right now. And I'm just, if I had a whiteboard just up here, I would be just jotting down like every theory that I think might happen or won't happen. By the way, at least people like Meltzer are running scared, and it is a great sight to see. Your 5 stars will soon disappear. Your influence will disappear. Your markdom will disappear.
Tony's coming to the hatchet. He's coming to the hatchet. Cannot wait.
And I cannot wait to see Dave cope online. Just see him write up cope tweets, and he's just there coping and coping and coping. Like, you can't do this to me. It's
like, be beautiful,
Dave. We can, Dave. Fuck you, Dave. Your turn is over. You're done. All right. To all those marks in AEW, you're done. Bucks done. Omega done. Dave out. All of this gone. I am sick to death of it. All right. Tony, when you get there, listen to everything that Vince tells you. Listen to his advice and take it on board, because you have the power. You have the ability to become a great force in the wrestling business. You can. You've proven that you can. And what you need is just the right person to listen to. Stop listening to those that whisper lies into your ear. And also, Tony, you should feel betrayed, because Dave was at one of your events and he fell asleep, Tony. He fell asleep. Like, that should be the biggest wake-up call that he needs. Like, he just got slapped in the face.
Spot on.
Yeah, and like Tony was like, after everything that I did for you, I gave you what you wanted. I put out all this stuff for you, Dave, and you fall asleep. You think I'm boring? It's like, you know what? I'm going to go on Vince Russo's show. Fuck everybody. Who cares what you think? You know?
And maybe we just turn a different leaf too.
Yeah, I think he might want to focus on putting out a better product. And and I do hope he sticks to his mantra of not gatekeeping, because he has said in the past that he wants everybody to sort of, they're welcome. Come in. You know, people like Jerry who may not watch his product a lot, he's still allowed in, and all of us here are allowed to come in.
And same with us. Us Juggalos, we do not gatekeep. We welcome everyone with open arms. So I would love a merger. Welcome aboard. Let's unite. Let's make something magical. More the merrier.
Yeah. We need you, Tony. Tony, I hate to admit it, but we're all counting on you.
Yeah, we are. Tommy, let's go to you.
Yeah, I would love a JCW invasion of AEW. Like, maybe they can have like a big Royal Rumble kind of match, you know, and you can involve JCW talent. Because I'm assuming if they collaborate at all as far as wrestling, you know, it's gonna start off small, like a couple cameos, you know. A little concerned if Cocaine's going to be able to survive in AEW. Like, hopefully they don't get another cease and assist, because I would love to see Cocaine on AEW, but
Imagine he does the thing on AEW, the crowd would pop for it.
yeah, I mean, yeah, there's
Yeah.
lots of talent at JCW that could use exposure. Tony Khan's great at getting exposure in the mainstream media. So
Oh yeah.
it could
Good
be
point.
a good connection
Like
to the industry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and like Tony has huge advantages because like he could promote this with the Jaguars, even over in the UK with Fulham Football Club, and he has AEW with another like little pet project. He has great advertising, I suppose, great advertising ammunition in his hands. But I kind of feel that, you know, with Vince, he could learn how to use it more effectively.
Yeah.
And that way, he could make more money because he is a businessman. I'm pretty sure he wants more in his pocket because, you know.
And his dad. Don't forget Tony's father.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's Shahid Khan, is it?
Yeah, I believe so too. And also with this, here's my conspiracy theory. I wish I had Vince's soundboard for his. Okay. We know Tony Khan, he also owns Ring of Honor. So a couple weeks ago, Alice Crowley from JCW was at Ring of Honor. On her banner, when she came out to the ring, it said JCW Wrestling on her banner. So I was thinking, if they're not either already talking or there's some communication between the two camps, we would have not got that free publicity. We would have not. It would just say Alice Crowley. It would not mention JCW Wrestling on her banner. And the second one, Tony Khan publicly, in a way, reached out. He was the first one to initiate the conversation. And my third one, as I mentioned this last night, that kind of made Paladin giddy a little bit, and me too a little bit. So 13 days from now, it's Stranglemania. That's the next big JCW major show. And one thing is also known as the Cane of Swerves. That's its title. Could we see a swerve at Stranglemania where Tony Khan just shows up with some AEW backup?
Yeah.
That'd be something.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. Could you imagine the camera catches him, say, in the audience? Maybe he's middle or front row.
Yeah.
Where he sat down. He's like, oh, okay, yeah. And someone might, you know, come up to him and say, yeah, like someone interviews him and says, yeah, I'm here to check out the town, here to see what JCW is all about, here to see what these juggalos are about, you know?
Or they could turn him heel. What happened on this Thursday? Vito's out of power. His team lost. Can you say, all right, Vince, you fucked me over. You sided with Jay. This is bullshit. I'm going to bring a friend of mine who's got deep pockets, and I'm going to use his financial resources, and I'm coming after you two fucks. And that's how Tony Khan can maybe get introduced. Then again, if this is official, we got two shows we can do: a JCW AEW show and a WrestleMania show. So let's wait. Guess we could be here for 24 hours talking about the possibilities of this.
Yeah, like, oh yeah.
But I'm excited. I'm excited for this.
And as soon as that, as the interview is available, as soon as it is, hopefully we can react to it. I'd love to sit down and react to this because I have to listen to every word that he has to say. We can just, you know, pause in between, kind of give our thoughts about it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
for sure.
Sorry.
And,
this is going to have me excited now for next week or the coming weeks.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Like I said, the only thing I can tell you guys as of now, like I said, now 2 days ago, since we're Saturday, a AEW representative phoned Vince late Thursday night, and they were talking. Tony Khan's on board. Now they're just waiting to hear back what day and time works best for Tony. And now that's it. Now we're just waiting for Tony. Because Tony, and Vince also told the story because he was talking to an AEW employee, didn't mention what name, admitted to him, yeah, like me and Tony were talking about JCW in the hallway. Like, that's real. He's an actual fan of JCW. He's liking what you're doing. And then Vince go, whoa. So we'll have to see, my friends. Now, we're going to go to, okay, I made it a thing. I'm not a big fan of this character on TV, But as a person, I do respect for this guy being honest, and that's Cody Rhodes. So Cody Rhodes calls out WWE talent who leave shows early and then complain about missing WrestleMania. So Cody is not keeping this one behind closed doors. He's calling out WWE talent who clock out early and then wonder why they're not getting the biggest opportunities. The multiple-time WrestleMania main eventer has built a reputation as someone who treats the business seriously, following both modern expectations and old-school locker room etiquette. Now he's pointed to a habit he believes is hurting some wrestlers more than they realize. So Cody, on his podcast, on his recent episode, he revealed that he's personally seen talent leaving shows before they even over, and he's not impressed. So Cody had this to say: "Not going to leave at the beginning of the show. The other day, they walked right by me. I'm like, where you going? What if someone gets hurt? I'm almost not mad at you leaving early. You're blatantly doing it." Cody didn't stop there. He described how some talent are already packed up and ready to go while the show is still happening, which is something that clearly doesn't sit right with him. And I quote Cody again: "Banks by Gorilla while the last two matches go on, that's a classic. Oh, I get that. I'm still here, but I won't be, right? Make room in the locker room, just right in front of me." Then you ask, why are the same guys always on WrestleMania? Well, that's a part of it. End quote. So do you think Cody Rhodes is worried about backstage habits affecting WrestleMania, or is that taking things too far? Okay, for those that don't know, back in the day, if you didn't have a legitimate reason to leave the building early, like if you had you gotta go shoot a movie, or or family emergency, like a legit reason to leave that's okay by the boss, that's fine. But if you didn't, that was a no-no. That's like one of the ultimate sin you can do because of two reasons. Number one, it's considered very disrespectful, because now they're going to look at you if you don't have a legit reason. Oh, okay, what makes you so fucking special? You get to leave early, but we got to stay. That's going to make you not look good. Second of all, if someone gets hurt and an audible needs to be called on the fly and they need you, you better be able to be located. If not, they're going to get pissed off at you. An example, this happened to Eric Bischoff in 2002 when he came to WWE. There was a miscommunication between him and a producer. Eric was told, "No, you're not needed. You can go home." Eric went home. They needed him to come back out for another segment of the show. He was home. And he got his ass chewed out for it. So I agree with Cody. And in a way, we wonder, why do certain people get WrestleMania opportunities after WrestleMania opportunities? Because there's still some people that respect the rules and the tradition. Well, you have young punks that do not. Bailey said this a while ago. Same with Randy Orton. So it's not just Cody that's saying this. Other established people are saying this. So I agree with Cody. Like, yeah. You guys
Sports
wonder
Illustrated why? Says it.
Sports Illustrated even pointed it out.
That's a Becky Lynch reference.
So, Diaz, let's go to you about this, about Cody's comments.
Yeah, whenever I was training at ROW, we were taught, how to set up the ring, tear down the ring. We weren't allowed to leave early. I mean, not everybody gets that training. Booker T has a pretty tight ship in ROW, so I mean, I wish that was applied more places, but you can't, I guess, force everybody to think the same way. Some people have different training. But yeah, it's an entitlement from the locker room and the younger talent to believe that they're owed something for just being there when they don't put in extra time and dedicate more to the business. And this is going to be later addressed in the MJF topic. But essentially, Cody's right. And, I just, I think a lot of these younger folks need to sort of put in the extra work if they want to get more. It's not entirely up to booking. Sometimes it's about attitude,
Absolutely. See, Tommy, let's go to you.
Yeah. Cody Rhodes, he's paid his dues. He was raised into the company. You know, he's not exactly like a ringmaster, but he is one of the only veterans in today's young roster, because the roster is very young. There's only a couple old guys left, and you know, Cody, he has the right to say this. He has the right to call people out. He's the quarterback. He's going to speak up when people are going to listen to him, you know, and hopefully they'll take his advice and they'll do the little things, you know, because putting up a ring is work. Putting down a ring is work. And that's really where everybody else hangs out. The staff, the audio guys, the microphone holders, the cameramen, you know, those are the people that you want to impress and say, oh, we need him back next year because he did so well of helping me out with this thing, just him being here, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like, be useful. Don't just be the selfish star looking to get your check and bounce. You know what I mean? Enjoy what you're doing, because if you treat it like a job, you're gonna hate it. But if you're in that carny life, you know, be useful. You know what I mean? You spend a lot of time with each other. Don't just bounce after, you know, everyone else is putting in the effort to do something, you know, and you want to be there when the spotlight's on, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, Cody's being real on this.
Yeah, Cody, God bless you, man. Paladin, you're up, my friend.
Well, I may not enjoy his wrestling character personally, or I may not enjoy, you know, a lot of things about him, but he speaks the truth. You know, sometimes this guy can be the broken clock that's right twice a day. You know, and you look at his father, Dusty Rhodes, who had great respect for the business. I'm sure he learned as much as he could from his father. And you look who was under his wing, Randy Orton. Randy Orton must have taught him a hell of a lot. You know, Cody was always learning. I'd say even as early as day one when he wanted to, get into the business. He was always listening, always paying attention. And, you know, he reflects it years later when you see him in the position that he is in now. And he has every right to sort of tell off wrestlers to say, why are you leaving early? Unless it's a family emergency or you're due for like a big radio show or a huge interview. Okay, fair enough. But you're not supposed to go anywhere. You should stay. Stay behind, help out, you know, don't go anywhere. I tell you, I wouldn't. I wouldn't go anywhere if, even if, say, I had my match or my segment, whatever. I'd still hang around. I wouldn't leave. You wouldn't see me jumping off.
And you'll get respect for that, for sure. And that's something that is lost. It's that respect. But what do we know, right?
Yeah. Well, watching. I'm just a fan who's got watching 30 years. Apparently, it doesn't matter.
Oh, absolutely not. Never. Business has changed. All that good stuff. All right, Jerry, take it away.
Well, like Paladin said, with Cody, you know, that locker room etiquette, that definitely comes from his father. Because his father was definitely a locker room guardian. He knew the rules in and out. He would teach people. He would give them hell. And I think that's what led to him becoming a booker as well. And let's think of another guy that ruled the locker room, Andre the Giant. How many people is going to cross him?
Not many.
Yeah, not many. So, you know, like I said, I am a Cody Rhodes fan. This current wrestling thing of his is getting stale. But yeah, I do applaud him for the locker room etiquette. Spot on.
Sure. Like mad respect. Mad respect for him.
Very mad respect.
Yeah, no problem with him. I'm just glad that him of all people, where he is at in the company, he's got high stature. He does. That he's publicly saying this, and again, it goes back to us saying, if he is saying stuff like this, there's no respect for Triple H and his authority. There isn't. Like if he's publicly saying this, because there was Vince, he'd be like, "Shut the fuck up! What the fuck are you talking about? Why are you saying that?"
Mm-hmm.
All right, now Next one. Okay, Dias, I'm gonna give you a heads up. I'm making you go first again because I really love your take last night on this one. MJF calls out modern indie wrestlers for being lazy. A lot of these guys suck. While speaking on the Takedown show, MJF made it clear right away that he's not impressed with a large portion of the current indie scene, and he did not hold back while describing it. He started off saying, I think a lot of these guys suck. He immediately followed that up by drawing a line between the wrestlers he respects and the ones he believes aren't putting the effort, making it clear that hard work still stands out to him. And this is what MJF had to say. And the guys that I'm wrestling on these independents are the guys that are working hard and making the towns and doing everything that they need to do to become better talents. I think a lot of these new guys are lazy. They're not getting in the car. They're not traveling to do ring crew. Brother, when I was on the independents, I would get in my car and I would drive to name a state in North America. I drive there. Name a place in Canada. I drove there. Name a place in Mexico. I drove there. And I did it for a can of Coke, a hot dog, and a handshake. I did it because I wanted to get better and I needed reps. A lot of these guys that are coming into the industry, they're thinking, oh, there's AEW, there's WWE, there's TNA, and there's MLW. Why am I not signed yet? You're not signed yet because you fucking suck. Get better, apply yourself, go to training 3 to 4 times a week, fight a ring, roll around, make yourself better, do tape study, become a student of the sport. Stop resting on your laurels, just assuming you're going to be handed something. If you want to be part of AEW, you better be ready. You better be ready to work and work hard and want it. We're not the lazy promotion. Now, if you want to fuck around and jerk off, go somewhere else. So that would be my advice to these cats on the indies. Nothing's going to be handed to you. If you want to come to AEW, be ready to work. End quote. So do you think MJF is right about today's indie wrestlers lacking work ethic? Or is he being too harsh on the new generation? And like I said, Diasnik, I'm making you go first again because I loved your take last night about this. So take it away, my friend.
So he's valid on his assessment about, you know, the work ethic and all that stuff, but sometimes that doesn't necessarily translate to the same success because there's people on the indies that are doing everything that he's saying. They're doing everything right. They're driving city to city. They're putting the ring up. They're doing tape studies. And you know what? There's people like that on the indies that do that for 30, 40 years, and they never make it. They never get the big break. They never make it to an AEW. They never make it to WWE. They don't even get on TNA. There's probably hundreds, if not thousands, of wrestlers out there that will never see the glistening lights. They'll never have their name in the legacy because they just didn't know the right people. They didn't have a certain thing, or they didn't politic their way through the locker room. It's not that, you know, indie wrestlers generally are lazy. It's just that I think MJF may have a very specific idea because of what he's seen. But more indie wrestlers are putting in the work, and they just don't have the connections. They don't have people that they know in the industry to get somewhere. I mean, not everybody becomes famous. So I do think to a certain degree, yeah, it is pretty harsh for him to say that because it's easy for him to talk down on the indies while he's AEW world champion right now. You know, it's easy for him to be up on that mountain, on that pedestal, and say that while, you know, there are hundreds, if not thousands of wrestlers who are doing exactly what he says and never getting an opportunity.
Well said, my friend. Well said. Jerry, I want to go to you as the traditionalist of the group. What are your thoughts on MJF's comments?
No, they're actually spot on. I mean, I've seen some indie wrestling, and you know, Dizik also does have a valid point. But you know, their training regiments are so different, and like, you know, like we said earlier, now it's getting to be more about spots instead of storylines, and that's making the training cheap and effective. But the only problem is it's not that effective. It's just cheap. So, and MJF, he's definitely your modern day Roddy Piper. And he comes out and says it, and he says it. And you gotta respect the man for that. Because I mean,
yeah. Well,
this is the future of wrestling. Is some of these indie guys. Some of them could have it if they could find the right connection, go through the proper training, and don't try and jump on top of a cage and put a trash can over your head and jump onto 10 people who barely move.
Exactly. All right, now let's see. Paladin, let's go to you.
Well, he is right. MJF is correct. Like, there are people in the industry, that just love to do their spots and they don't care what they're paid. They could get a hot dog or coffee for it, whatever. But some people, they take it seriously and they follow it by the book. And as Dijak mentioned, that they might not make it. And it's an unfortunate an unfortunate chain of events. Not every wrestler's going to make it. And, as Jerry mentioned, he is like a modern day Roddy Piper. He's he doesn't pull his punches. I've listened to his promos, and if there was an incident that happened, he'll use it to his advantage. So he's very clever that way. He's a very clever wrestler, and he's always focusing on his brand and looking to expand it, which is another good quality that many wrestlers today don't really have. They're not about preserving their brand and then growing it into something that they can enjoy when, retirement comes. But as for many of those on the indies, there are a few gems. I will say this. I know I kind of feel like I'm too hard on the indies because I've seen so many spot monkeys the last maybe 10 years looking at them back and forth. I know I give the indies a bit of a hard time. There are a few gems, I agree. But apart from that, I don't think I build a company around them. I mean, unless they can impress me and, tick every box, okay, I'll give them a shot. But for the vast majority of them, it's like the only thing I'd give you was maybe a referee job. That's it. So that's my take.
All right, Tommy, your turn, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, MJF, he's like the master at rage baiting and getting clicks, especially online. We see guys like Ricochet try to do it and he goes too far. He's not funny with it. He doesn't have the same style and charisma. Like MJF is marketing himself. Of course, his literal catchphrase is "I'm better than you and you know it." So like, of course he's gonna fucking say a lot of you guys suck that you're not on TV, and like, it's a generalization. It's not like something you should really take seriously. It's just kind of like what the goats do. Ric Flair is gonna say some crazy shit, crocodile wearing, jet flying, etc. You know what I mean? Like LeBron James is gonna call himself the GOAT, whether you like it or not. MJF, he's gonna talk his shit, and we all feel for the guys on the come up who just get paid, to get a Denny's gift card. You know what I mean? Like those guys getting those reps in, that is like the love of the game. That is the journey, and it's all about the journey, not the destination. And so yeah, like if there's any young pro wrestlers out there, just keep grinding, man. Take your opportunities. And people are gonna want to buy a ticket. People are down to do stuff. You know what I mean? You don't have to be WWE. There's a lane for you. If you fit in, get in where you fit in. And Isaac, he went to Booker T's school. If you know someone has a school near you, sign up for that shit. Invest in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And put the work in.
So,
all right.
Yeah.
All right, now the final topic here, and for those that were on Twitch last night, this is where I was going to jump out the window, strangle myself with the extension cord, and all that good stuff. Okay, so before I read this last topic, we're going to play a game here. I'm going to name you some names. Now I want all of you to remember most of these names. Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, Iron Sheik, Savage, Warrior, Stone Cold, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Razor Ramon, Diesel, The Rock, Brock Lesnar, Batista, John Cena. Okay? So, in those lovely names I have just mentioned, Wade Barrett feels that Triple H's regime is a lot better at building momentum for WWE stars than in the past. Okay, I'm not a violent man. I'm not. But one thing in my family, we are allergic to stupid shit. I'm itchy. Just okay. So while appearing on Sam Roberts' podcast, WWE announcer Wade Barrett commented on if there should be any concern about the momentum of rising stars such as Obi Femi and Trick Williams. Wade had this to say. So I think as controversial as this might sound, and I'm trying to be diplomatic here, I think management today is a lot better than they were back in my day in ring. And I think when a certain superstar, whoever it may be, has some momentum, the emphasis from management and creative these days is to continue to build upon that momentum. Whereas that was not the attitude back in the area we're referring to when I was in Nexus. So I think there is a significant change there. I'm not going up to the young guys like, hey guys, trust me, you think your dreams are getting made now? They're going to get ruined. Oh, this business will break your heart, kid. Trust me on that. I'm not doing that. End quote. Well, Wade, let's be real, guys. And I thought about this hard. There's maybe two people post PG era of WWE that WWE made into stars. Roman Reigns and CM Punk. I can't think of anyone else besides those two. So I don't know what Wade is talking about compared to the two names I just mentioned and the multiple I mentioned prior. So, I don't know where to start with this and not want to choke myself with my extension cord here. Isaac, you take it.
I said last night, and I'm going to stand by it. Wade Barrett is just salty because whenever the previous guy who was running WWE was booking things, he was promised world champion status. He was promised to be the next big star, and it never happened. And the reason he's hobnobbing all over the current WWE regime is because all of his jobber buddies are now main eventing WrestleMania. And all of his jobber friends are on the main roster. And he probably thinks that now, if he wasn't injured and he wasn't a vegetable sitting at the announce table, then he would be world champion too, just like everybody else. So I think what it is he's just salty and he's, hobnobbing to keep his job. It's a really dumb take. To say that the previous, 30 years of WWE did not build stars like the last 5 years I think the bare knuckle boxing has really turned his brain to mashed potatoes. So he's just salty that the Nexus was a flop. Well, not the Nexus. Nexus was fine. The core was a flop. And he was promised a world championship run and to become the next big star, and it never happened. So I think that's what's really going on.
And just try to earn that paycheck. All right, Jerry, let's go to you.
Pretty much, Isaac said pretty much what I was going to say. I mean, he was supposed to be something big, and he turned into something mid. Because he was, 2 or 3 time Intercontinental champ? That was about it.
Yeah, roughly around that. I don't think he ever won the tag belt or U.S. belt or anything like that.
Yeah.
Nah,
So
He never did. Okay.
I've
So,
got some bad
let's-
news.
so let's just crack open the egg there. We'll pour it in the pan and let's put it on high heat. He's fried.
Yep. Tommy. Sure.
Yeah, Wade Barrett. You know, he's probably cooked. You know, he's probably got some CTE. I think you know half the time when he's not, you know, calling a maneuver or calling a spot, he's perving on the women, and I think he's just trying to get in nice and say like this era is the best, you know, the most talented, and the women's roster is better than the guys. Like I feel like he's just saying shit. Like that's probably something he would say. You know.
Oh, you didn't hear us? CM Punk's better than Ric Flair.
What was that?
Like, oh, you didn't hear? CM Punk is better than Ric Flair.
Yeah, like he'll just say shit like that, you
Yeah.
know, and
You didn't hear that?
he's a bit of a rage baiter himself,
Yeah.
and he's definitely salty. That
Hey.
he's never won a world title, you know. And I like Wade Barrett too, you know.
I do too.
He's a good announcer.
But he's an idiot.
Yeah, kind of.
It pained me to say that to Jerry was making an example. But yeah, but fucking Carmelo Hayes is better than Stone Cold Steve Austin. You didn't hear?
Easy,
Yeah,
Paladin.
Yeah. Well, Paladin, you're next. So go ahead. While you're eating your sweet ass toast.
Yeah. Well, for example, now Wade Barrett shouldn't even be a commentator. He needs to stay away from a microphone. Period. All right. Whoever says he's a decent commentator, get your head examined, please. That's just my take. But he's just doing anything to stick around. Okay, it's all about kissing ass in Triple H's world. You know, you're just all about, oh, I love this era. It's great. I don't know why I'm saying this, but please, I just want a job. And besides, Wade Barrett, you were never anything special in the ring. Okay? Your moveset sucked. Your look sucked. The Nexus was a joke. You had every right to be buried. He had every right to be buried, and I was laughing when John buried him. I was just like, thank you. Do not give this bloody, you know, fucker from Preston, England any ability to breathe. Doesn't deserve to breathe because he's an idiot. Like, the only thing I'd have him do is just clean out my toilet. There you go. He's good at that. You know?
It's because he's an Englishman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, hey, to be fair, Io Sky is better than Trish Stratus.
Yeah, but like my point being,
Yo, I just think we should push Bailey a lot further. No reason why. I just think she deserves a push, you know. Sorry.
Well then, shout out to Val Venus. And that's it for topics there. And now, before we do plugs, should we go ahead and do the announcement?
Oh yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we paid the man. We're now just waiting to hear back from him. So it's either going to be on Monday the 27th or Tuesday the 28th, 29th Wednesday, or 30th Thursday of this month. We're going to have my friend, a very special guest, Vince Russo, will be on the show. It's happening. Those are the dates he gave me on the phone. We send the money today. Now, I'm waiting to hear back from Vince so he can pick the day and time to us to get together and record. But it's happening. We got Vinny Rue showing up later this month. I'm looking forward to have my friends meet my friend. I'm excited. And yeah, there he is right there. I'm looking forward to it. Very excited. Cannot wait. I'll take your one. And I'm sure everyone is marking on the inside. I kind of am a little bit too. Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I won't lie.
Yep.
Now, if I only had a tennis racket.
Yep. goddamn, and or banana. And I don't want to go into the details, but there are other people that I have reached out to coming out onto the show. But I'm gonna keep those names mysterious until we get confirmations and dates. So all I'm gonna say is to the viewers, stay tuned.
Exactly.
I guess now we do plugs. So I guess Tommy, let's go with you first for plugs.
You already know. Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, X, Irish Whips Arm Drags. I believe it's Irish Whips on one of my X accounts. And listen to Stephanie McMahon.
Subscribe to Irish Whips and Arm Drags.
Was I muted?
One of the rare good things Stephanie has said.
Yeah. There you go. Follow me, bitch.
Damn. I'm gonna be more than polite on this one. Patreon.com/RussoTWC. I'm there once a month with Vince and Jeff doing cast during the marks. Check out his Patreon. Got a lot of good show options there. YouTube is Catman580. Same with my X and Instagram. And make sure you follow our podcast, Irish Whips and Arm Drags, and give Paladin of his Paladin of the Light show on Twitch some love too. And don't forget to check out all the other homie shows here that they're going to mention here too. So Jerry, let's go to you next.
You can find me on Sills JJ on Instagram. You see my actual name, Jerry D. Sills, on X. On Rumble, I am known as Thanos Jerry. You will see me here on Irish Whips and Arm Drags. You will also see me on Paladin's Wrestling Show. And in about 3 hours, if everything's still according to schedule, I'll be doing a Star Trek podcast on Rumble.
Nice. Very good.
Nice. That's pretty awesome. All right, Isaac, floor's yours, my friend.
You can catch me at the orphanage signing papers for adoption, but never picking up the kids.
I mean, Isaac, I did sign, so I adopted you. So.
You can also find me on YouTube, Isaac of the Dead, and my little name card right there. Deadshot Isaac on Spotify and iTunes. Anywhere you can stream music, I release music. I'm on Instagram, Isaac_duh. I'm on X too, but I'm not really active. But go follow me anyway. Yeah, poor orphans.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching episode 40 of Irish Whips and Arm Drags. Till next time.
It was episode 18.
18. Okay, sorry, I'm falling asleep. My bad. All right, episode 18. Edit that out. Tommy, edit that out. Episode 8. Let me try this again. Take 2. Fuck it. Thank you for watching episode 18 of Irish Whips and Arm Drags. We'll see y'all next time. Till then, have a great Easter and much love. See ya. Yes, Jerry?
Did Paladin get his plugs in?
No, I didn't. No.
Edit it out. Edit. Sorry, Paladin.
Third time's the charm.
Yes.
Why I'm a co-host.
Oh, Lord. Right. Okay, for me, you can follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/The Paladin of Light. You can follow me on X at RealPaladin921. You can also follow me on Instagram as well, same name, Paladin of the Light. On Twitch is where I do my Holy Soldiers podcast every Friday. We just finished up our 40th episode, which is a big thumbs up. That's a big accomplishment, I like to think. And also, hopefully, I can get back to actually streaming on a regular basis, because this apartment here took up about 2 years of my life, and I'm slowly trying to get back into streaming, like video games again, because I have so many playthroughs that I really wanted to share with everybody. The PC savings are going great. Again, I've probably said this more times than I can count. I would say maybe late spring into the start of summer is when I might have it. So please stay tuned. And I do hope that I can stream some video games with you all as well.
That's nice. Hey, Justin, I hate to say we're just wrapping up, my friends. You might as well do your plugs.
Hey, I'm Justin. I go by JT Prime 08. On Instagram is Just Prime Away. Same with on X, YouTube, also Just Prime Away.
All right, thank you, Justin. Okay, now I'm gonna try this again. Okay, take 3. All right, thank you for episode 18 of Irish Whips and Arm Drags. Hope you all enjoyed the show. See y'all next time. Have a great Easter. Have a great week. Till then, peace out.
Later.
Peace.